How is it going, everyone? The Trouts91 here. Welcome to the WGL Astro Cup Tournament number 4. We are watching the quarterfinal matchup between Refuse and TCM. It will no doubt be a fantastic event. We actually are jumping on board in this stream to start off with TCM once again, who actually played in the last tournament on Sunday on this map, Hardpoint. So we'll see if they can make up for their performance from the weekend. We're going to start off on board with Refuse. Fairview, however, I don't know a huge amount about Refuse, but I'm sure they will have a fantastic game against TCM, and TCM are certainly up for this one, considering the failed attempts they've had in the previous 3 tournaments. Hopefully they can make up for what they have lost in this one. So it's a pretty interesting start. It seems very even so far. Not a lot of points getting capped from the beginning of the game, but hopefully Refuse are going to start to put a little bit of distance between them and TCM getting some very unusual spawns, not quite the ones they're looking for, as the hardpoint will switch in 15 seconds. It looks like they're abandoning ship and they're going to start pushing over to the next hardpoint as soon as possible. And it looks like Refuse just getting caught out there. They're not going to get the final seconds on the hard point, but it's not going to make a huge difference. So it's 29-3 for Refuse, and they're actually already back in the next hard point. And TCM not quite able to get into the hard point just yet, but some kills, in fact, going down. We're going to switch up with TCM Monksy, who is in the hard point. A lovely, lovely chap who is on a free kill streak at the moment. Use that M8. He has, in fact, someone has picked up an RCXD, and Monksy almost on the Hellstorm. He does get the Hellstorm and a Lightning Strike. Picks up 1. Trying to pick up 2 with the jump shot, but unfortunately fails, and TCM are just clawing themselves back into this as we start off the first round. This is a best of 3 in the Astro Cup tournament. I believe this is the final Astro Cup tournament, so if you want to get to the grand final that will be happening shortly, not shortly, in a little while's time, I don't know the exact dates, I will find out those for you. It is all down to this final tournament for the last 2 teams to get to the final and secure themselves a place in the grand final. So TCM doing a very quick switch around to the third hardpoint. They've still got Jake in the original hardpoint. It just transitioned from Monksy doing some nice work. Jake as well getting a nice 2-piece. Unfortunately, Jake taken down by Fairview, but he should hopefully get a great spawn on this next hardpoint. And TCM doing a lot better at controlling these hardpoints than they did previously. Monksy was doing nice work there, just controlling lockers, and unfortunately he will be taken down. TCM getting some very good spawns. Refuse looking a little bit confused right now. They're not quite sure how to approach this one. They're looking like they're just going to keep pushing through the middle, and they're going straight head down, arse out, and going for it. But it's not quite paying off for them, as TCM are starting to make a lead of their own so far. Monksy early on with the Lightning Strike drops it down as they start to put some distance between themselves. I think it's about time TCM started to drop off of this hard point and make their way to the next one, as Monksy has in fact got a Hellstorm, which I'm sure he'll be saving for the middle hard point soon after this next one in the Departures Lounge. So Monksy's going to come up to this top bridge, takes out 1. He is working his way back up to some more kill streaks. Just trying to lay some covering fire, waiting for his teammates to back him up. Picks up another one. Can he get the second? He spots someone coming on the bridge. 2-piece there. Can he get the third? He does, in fact, get the 3-piece there. Beautiful work by Monksy with that M8 as he makes his way into the hard point, trying to lay some covering fire. And this is some good work by TCM now, as they're making some very good structural pushes to hard points. And not all just trying to go individually. They're making a good organized team push. So I think we should switch it up now, see who else we've got here. Who is this? This is Monksy, actually coming from behind. Actually, we'll stick with Monksy for a little bit longer, just to lay the switch of players before we see how he actually gets on. Unfortunately, he's taken down there. Not a great position for him. Should have probably checked behind him sometimes. The spawns on hardpoint are just very, very unpredictable. You can't really do much about it, but I'm going to jump on board with Refuse Charisma. He's locking down this bottom half of the map, as he's hopefully going to pick up a 2-piece. Doesn't quite manage to get it. Turns around on Monksy. Monksy just drops him down, and Charisma has given up that bottom half of the map to TCM, and TCM are going to set themselves up and hopefully lock it down for as long as possible. Rich with some nice AR work. Unfortunately, doesn't get a kill. Picks up the assist. He's going to try and aim down arrivals, lock it down for his teammate, And Rich is going to be shut down by Exertion. TCM still got very good spawns here. They're all sitting in the ticket office as we see Exertion coming in from behind, taking down Flux. But Jake is going to pick up the kill on Exertion. And Rich, unfortunately, also taken down there. But TCM got good position on this. It's still very, very even. Lots of pushing and pulling. It's about time that one of these teams started to make the push. But Monksy's still with that ace in the hole. Hellstorm, let's see if any other players have got some kill streaks. Rich without a kill streak. Jake without a kill streak. Flux, I believe, no kill streak is there, but he is in EMP'd. Maybe it will come back. I don't know if it would be orange or not. I imagine it's not. No, he has in fact got a Hellstorm and a Lightning Strike, so TCM with lots of kill streaks to spare. Reborn with no kill streaks. Charisma, no kill streaks. Fairview, no kill streaks. Exertion, no kill streaks. So TCM got some nice ace in the holes. Not exactly the most score streak friendly of maps, but on the locker spawn, they do come into effect very, very nicely. And TCM just waiting. Flux is doing a good, smart thing, just waiting for his team to back him up as he makes his way into the arrivals terminal. He's going to turn around the corner. No one there. They get the hard point secure, and they're going to lock it down. There is 27 seconds left on this. One of the TCM members may be thinking of dropping off to lockers at this point, as Refuse try and get something going here. They've got some good position on the map to set up for this lockers one, but we have got a nice little spawn there from Rich. Rich is going to go in. He's going to pick up the kill for the next hard point. Refuse going to go back to the original hard point, pick up some points as Refuse start to make their way to the next one, but Rich is doing a lovely job of just securing this hard point, making sure no one can come into it. Lots of juking and jiving, trying to get that BR. He doesn't spot anyone on the ladder. Is he going to get taken down by this ladder? It's going to be contested, and he is, in fact, taken down. Monksy with a nice kill there. We're going to jump on board with Monksy. Actually, he's taken down, so we're going to jump on board with Jake once again. He's going to be contested in this hard point. Who can he pick up? 94 in his hands. There's some gunfire going down bottom. Flux picks up a lovely two-piece there, and Monksy is just going to bring in that Hellstorm, I believe. Unfortunately, it doesn't pick anyone. Jake doing a great job of holding down this hardpoint. He is a fantastic hardpoint player. One of my favourite hardpoint players to watch. He's always on it consistently, and he is a fantastic player to watch. So TCM putting a little bit of wiggle room between them and Refuse now, so hopefully they can either extend this or hold on to it as we approach 15 seconds left in that third hardpoint and we come around to the fourth and final of the rotation. So this is crunch time for the boys. They have to think, how are we going to approach this? Do we want to really try and get as many points as this next hardpoint, this next two hardpoints, and leave it and, you know, just see what happens in the end, because the final hardpoint is never a full 60 seconds. It's usually about 40 to 45 seconds long. And you just have to think, what are they going to do? What is their setup? What is their game plan? And I think it looks like TCM are going to try and contest this as much as possible. We've actually got a very bad spawn there for TCM Monksy. He's going to probably, if I was him, I'd come around through ticket office, see if I can get something going, maybe change the spawns up a little bit. TCM got some nice spawns currently for this hardpoint, but they want to be thinking about the one after this, as the scores are coming up to even now, and Refuse are doing a great job just keeping TCM in the contest, keeping them at bay. You know, keep your enemies close. No, keep your friends close, keep your enemies closer, sorry. So it's very much a great exchange of gunfights and hardpoint exchanges. As Refuse are just locking down this Reborn with some Reborn even, sorry, no, Reborn, I can't read tonight. Some lovely AR work. Fairview as well getting a lovely kill. And TCM just keep coming down that Departures Lounge. Maybe they think about switching it up a little bit. And TCM just keep pushing down there. They're going to catch Reborn out. A lovely little 3-man, 4-man sausage there. And sausage? Little sandwich even. And Jake is just in the hard point. And they're starting to put some points between them as we're coming down. This is the second to last hard point. So it's good positioning for them. They've got the great spawns here. And we actually see one of the members of TCM going down, 3 members of TCM going down, and they've got some very unusual spawns. Jake's actually spawned quite a bit of a distance away. I would imagine he's going to keep coming to the hardpoint, and we're going to see one of the TCM members. If I was Flux, I'd probably think about coming around to the next hardpoint. But they're going to keep contesting it. They've got a good 20-point lead so far, and you're going to come down to 40 points maximum in the next hardpoint as Refuse set up on it. Jake with a horrible spawn there. That could be very costly, but they're still getting that 20-ish point lead so far, and they're possibly making it 25 points. So they just have to keep contesting for about 20 seconds, and that's all they need to do, as Jake gets a lovely little spawn there. A very favourable spawn for TCM as they shut down Exertion. Flux is in the hard point now, and it's soon going to become mathematically impossible for Refuse to come back in this. Just a few more seconds, and I believe that is in fact it for the game. If Refuse, I think, hold this for the entire duration without contestment, it's pretty much over. But Monksy jumping in there, lovely little play, and I believe that is over, and that TCM are going to take this first map, Hardpoint on Express. Very much better performance from TCM, some lovely organized pushes into the hardpoint. Rather than going individually, they set themselves up, they communicated much better, and they made sure that they were pushing sorry, I was just reading a message from a producer. They were making sure they were pushing into the hardpoints a lot more consistently, with consistent members of the team to do so. So it's a lovely played game from TCM. Probably not their strongest of game modes. They don't have a huge amount of organization when it comes to hardpoint. They're big search and destroy players. They're very competent at capture the flag, and hardpoint's the one where they struggle sometimes. So they've got the advantage going into this next one, because search and destroy is certainly their strongest of the free game modes up for grabs. And this next matchup is going to be Meltdown, Search and Destroy. So as I said, TCM, some great players at Search and Destroy. They've always got some great strategies going down. I believe they 6-0'd Unite on Sunday in the semi-final that I got to cast on, and they were just absolutely prolific in that matchup. So I don't expect anything different from TCM. Refuse played a very good game of Hardpoint there. I believe, you know, you never know how Search and Destroy goes. I say this every time I play it, every time I cast it, that you can never be sure what exactly is going to happen. Every player is different, every team is different, all the strategies are different, so we're just going to have to see how this one pans out. And I think all the teams are in fact setting up their Search and Destroy classes for this next one. So yeah, we're just waiting for the guys to set up. If you haven't done, for whatever reason, go and follow the WGL on Twitter. Their Twitter handle is _WGL. I don't know why you wouldn't have, because if you're watching a stream and you're not following WGL, I don't know what the hell you're doing with your life. But there you go. That's it. If you want to follow my Twitter for whatever reason, feel free to. It is at TheTrout91. I do the YouTube thing. My YouTube is in my Twitter bio if you feel like going checking it out. So that's not self-promotion or anything. Just letting you know. I think someone asked who my Twitter was, what my Twitter was in the comments, so I thought I would tell you. Apparently there was additional voices in the game. I don't believe there was. I will turn the game voices off. That should turn them off. Actually, hold on. I think you have to plug in your chat lead, don't you? Because that stuff is very weird that way. So hopefully we get no... we won't get any voices anymore. I've been told to mute them, which, you know, in fairness, is a much simpler idea, isn't it? Let's do that now, because why the hell not? But anyway, so Search and Destroy. This is the quarterfinals. TCM versus Refuse. We are on board with Refuse, and I think we want to. I'm going to jump on board with Refuse Reborn because he had some great AR work in that last game. See who he can pick off. He's looking down the middle. Actually, almost picks off. I believe that was Rich. So lucky Rich gets away with it, and Exertion, this is some interesting tactics by Refuse. They're just going straight for the plant, and that lack of flak jacket just pays dividendly for Exertion there, as 2 members of Refuse go down. 4 members of Refuse are down, in fact. So it was a very interesting technique, and I always say on Search and Destroy, it does come down to your gun skill, but at the same time it's very much about your strats and how you run a map and the map presence you give, and there Refuse did a fantastic job of just going straight for the actual thing and doing everything doing everything that they should have done, being a little bit ballsy about it, having a lot of courage to go straight for the bomb plant. But unfortunately, because of that lack of flak jacket, maybe the lack of positioning from the team, it didn't quite work out. But I wouldn't get discouraged in that kind of situation, because it's the right thing to do. So let's see if TCM actually go for the traditional A bomb rush. It seems that I said this in the last stream when I saw them do it, that I always say to teams, just rush A, because no one expects it. There's always one person just sitting there alone. So why doesn't teams go to A? Eventually, obviously, it's going to become predictable, but it looks like TCM are doing the same thing again, and it looks like they might prove successful as they've managed to take one down. We're in a 3v2 situation in favor of TCM. We're going to jump on board with Jake, who is just circling around the bomb site, making sure no one gets inside. It is a fortress in there once TCM lock it down. And we're going to see a little bit of a gunfight potentially between Refuse and I believe that is Flux, where Flux is just scouting around the outside of the circle. Some gunfire going down. Flux just absolutely baiting him out there as we jump on board with Charisma. He's got a huge mountain to climb here as he just doesn't quite get Jake there. I thought he had the kill. He got all the shots down he needed to, but that's the thing about connection-based competitive gameplay. You have to question, is it the guns, is it the player, or the connection? I think in a situation like that, it was very much down to the connection. So it's 2-0 to TCM, a very strong start from there, and Flux has in fact got an RCXD, so that's beautiful for TCM. They're going to have a nice little scouting option on defense. It will certainly change up their tactics going into this next round as we jump on board with Refuse Fairview, who doesn't in fact have the bomb. It is, let's see who's got the bomb. Oh, let's jump on board with Charisma. He's got the snipper, and I do love a bit of snipper action as Fairview takes out Monksy. Oh, just a slight miss there from Charisma. Kind of panicked, rushed his shot. Jake and Rich both picking up kills, and it's down to Charisma and Reborn to do something here. Jake is just flanking around the back of their spawn. Lovely little tactic there. He doesn't actually have dead silence on, so I'm not sure how this one might pan out. He doesn't want to jump over anything and give away his position. Rich taking out Reborn there, and it is a simple kill for TCM Jake. So it's 3-0 for TCM, a very, very swift 3 rounds from TCM. I did say how strong they are in Search and Destroy, so I didn't expect a huge difference. So we're switching sides now. Could potentially be at the halfway mark. On Sunday it was a straight 6-0 swift from TCM in the Search and Destroy. On this map, in fact, against Unite in the semi-finals of the tournament. Unite actually going on to the... Was it semi-finals? I think it was the semi... No, it was the quarterfinals. What am I saying? No, yes, it was the semi-final. No. Just ignore me. I'm being silly. I'm a little bit frazzled. It was the quarterfinal. My bad. Anyway. Moving on. Either way, they played Unite, and it was a great matchup. A very close hardpoint. A very close, well, not a close Search and Destroy, but a very close capture flag after that. So it's probably very likely that if TCM can win the hardpoint, they're most likely going to win the Search and Destroy, and they're very competent at capture the flag. So it's very much in their favor if they can get that 1-0 lead in the in any series going forward in this tournament. So I actually missed the complete action there. I apologize. But I was too busy trying to unmind boggle myself. So we're going to jump on board. I think we need to show a little bit of Refuse and see what they're up to, as they're 4-0 down. So let's see what it is they're going to change up in this tactic to try and bring back some rounds. And they're going for a very traditional B rush on this one. We've got someone in the mid. Rich looks like he might be taking a potential flank with, I believe that is... Let's have a look. Jake. Jake's actually going to go to the middle building. We're watching Charisma here, trying to pick up a kill. Monksy's taking someone down. The bomb's gone down. Monksy going straight for the bomb. Charisma manages to pick up a kill on Monksy. He turns around. Jake with a lovely 2-piece there. And TCM are just dominating at the moment. Jake on an 8-kill streak in Search and Destroy. Let's have a look at the scores. He is, in fact, 8-0. We've got Flux on a 4-0. We've got Reborn on a donut so far. Let's see how this goes. And if I was refusing this kind of situation, possibly in that last round, I would have gone for the A rush, all-out assault on it, because it looks like they've gone to the same bomb plant every single time, and it's not worked out for them. So when you're 4-0, you've got to change things up, and I would imagine on this round. They're playing on defense as well, so they're going to play very, very passively, you would imagine. They're not going to really try and give anything up. But having said that, TCM are looking so strong at the moment. It doesn't really matter what they do. It looks like they're going to take the win regardless. So we are on board with Monksy. It looks like we're going to see a very, very traditional B plant from TCM as they make their way up the middle. And Monksy's actually going to go straight for the middle, and they've actually got that Hellstorm coming down. Doesn't quite get a kill, but it doesn't really matter as they're going to get a lovely bomb plant off, and it's all on TCM's favor here. Hellstorm coming in. This time it picks up Charisma. It's 3v3 here. TCM got all the advantage to play for. Jake picks up a kill. It's now 3v2. We're going to see Fairview try and come back behind Jake. He knows there's players around here. He's got to be careful. Possibly too much sprinting on his part. Jake completely caught off guard. It's Fairview to try and get something for Refuse in this one. He spots Flux. He takes out Flux. Can he find the final member of TCM? Monksy. He does in fact take down Monksy. He gets the 3 kills and the defuse. That is sensational by Fairview. Of all the rounds to do it in, it is the final round essentially for Refuse. You would have never thought he would have the bottle to go and take down all 3 remaining members of the TCM lineup, but he does do. So even if they do lose this next round, I suppose Fairview has a little souvenir to take home with him after that matchup. So some lovely aim from him. TCM possibly not doing the wise thing with their positioning. It was very, very scrappy, and sometimes little mistakes like that. If this was 5-all, you can't be making mistakes like that. I know it's 5-1, and you can be a little bit ostentatious about what you're doing. You can be a little bit overt and, you know, not really care. You've got, what, 5 rounds in the bag? Doesn't really matter. But it was very, very sloppy play from TCM. I'm a little bit surprised that's how it worked. And Reborn are doing, Refuse even are doing a very, very interesting thing here. They're completely changing the tempo of the way they're playing, and they're sitting right back right now. So we're going to see Monksy try and flank around. Let's see what he can actually pick up. He's going to catch 2 players out of guard. Can he pick one up? No, he can't make his decision on who to go for. And Exertion makes him pay. And we're actually seeing TCM starting to lose control of this game. And it's up to Jake. Jake gonna pick up just about a very easy kill on Reborn. And Refuse have noticed where the gunfire is. They go straight for that B-bomb. And they are not going to mess around. They got Charisma there. Jake with a sensational shot. Knew exactly where he was going to be positioned and goes straight for the kill. Is he going to get the kill? Exertion looking the completely wrong way. How is Jake going to take this one? Jakey. Oh, no. He just unfortunately couldn't make his mind up whether to go up on the podium or go straight through the middle. If he had gone straight through the middle, he would have caught Exertion straight off guard, and it would have been a simple 1v1 situation for the boy. But unfortunately, you can't always be sure in that situation. That's how the game is played, and that's how Search and Destroy is. You just never know. So, it's now 5-2 to TCM. Refuse got a little bit of momentum going into this. They're switching up the strategies a little bit more. They're doing a great job of it. They're trying to claw back this deficit that they find themselves in. They can't afford to lose this Search and Destroy, or they are out of the tournament. TCM going to make a very bold statement, going for the B flag, B-bomb even, and Exertion just says, sit down, my friend, because there's my sniper rifle. And he switched back up to the SMG in case anyone tries to come through the middle. And TCM, a little bit startled by that one. They're playing a little bit more passively. Jake has got himself a sniper out. He's going to get onto the podium, look to see if anyone's on the opposing podium. No one to be spotted. He's going to keep looking there. He's spotted someone, tries a shot, unfortunately doesn't connect. Monksy's going to have a little bit of an explore. He's also got a sniper rifle. Sees Charisma, and unfortunately Charisma is already pre-aiming that spot, and there are 2 TCM members left, Jake and Rich, and they are not going to part ways from each other. They're going to do the smart thing and stick together, and Jake is actually climbing up here. Has Refuse heard them? We're going to see a clash of heads in the doorway very soon. Oh no! Jakey boy, that was a silly mistake to go through a doorway like that, not really know where any of them are with a sniper rifle. And Reborn picks up Rich. Can we see the most amazing comeback in Search and Destroy ever? It is looking very, very good for Refuse all of a sudden. TCM, what are they doing? They only need one more round, and you think if they hadn't made that silly mistake in which they saw such an amazing clutch from Fairview, they could have been into the semi-finals by now. We could have had a very swift game, but it's looking like Refuse are doing all the right things right now. And they are, in fact, on attack, so we're going to jump on board with them. As TCM playing very passively here. Actually, they're going for an all-out rush down the middle all of a sudden. It's very unusual organization from TCM. They are not messing around in this one. They're going to go straight for the A-bomb in case there is a huge rush, and Refuse are just playing so passively right now. And if they knew where the other team were, if they had heard some gunfights, they would have gone straight for that B flag, the B bomb even. But TCM setting up all in the middle. They're not bothered about that B bomb. See if any of them have got kill streaks. No, they don't in fact have kill streaks. So this is very interesting play from TCM going straight for that A bomb. I think they've anticipated a double whammy switch. But no, Refuse aren't going to take the bait. They're actually going to go straight for the B bomb plant. They are planting. Charisma's watching the podium in case anyone tries to come down. We've got a TCM member coming through the middle. It is in fact Monksy. We're going to see a gunfight between Charisma and Monksy. Monksy's going to back off. He's reappearing. Charisma again is going to look up the middle, making sure no one can come from that middle. Exertion's gone to the back. He knows that players are going to be trying to flank him from behind. Exertion may be going far too far out, and we're going to see a gunfight. Monksy's taken down. Flux also takes down Charisma, so it's a 2v3 situation, in fact, and Fairview is trying to get some gunfire on. We're going to see a defuse going down here, and TCM do, in fact, get the defuse. So I think there was a very questionable play from Exertion. Refuse were doing so well. They had set up so beautifully in that one, and I don't know what they were thinking. I think Exertion did a very poor thing, going so far away from his teammates that when the gunfights went down the middle, he wasn't around to do anything about it. And I know there were two TCM members, in fact, coming around the back, but in Search and Destroy, you're not thinking like that. You're thinking anyone could come through here. So you've got to be close to your teammates. Splitting up is the worst decision you could make in Search and Destroy, and unfortunately Refuse pay for it. But they made a bold effort in trying to come back in that. So TCM take the quarterfinals. They move into the semi-finals of the Astro Cup, and it is looking very good for TCM, playing very strongly. Possibly need to think about what they were doing in some of those Search and Destroy rounds. They did in fact lose, but we will hopefully see them again in the semi-finals. And I'm just going to find out who it is that we are going to see in the next semi-final. I think we're going to go to a break because I don't know if you can tell, but already I'm starting to lose my voice, so I need a little bit of a break, and I will be back with the matchups after that. Don't go anywhere. How's it going, everyone? The Trout91 here for the semi-final matchup in the WGL Astro Cup Tournament number 4. We are going to be watching TCM versus Faraco All-Stars, and I am now joined by the lovely community manager of the WGL, Shawnee Pones. How you doing, Shawnee?
I'm doing good, and well, I hope in a way your voice is kind of recovered from what was and looked like an intense end to that search and destroy match between between TCM and Refuse. And right now, obviously, we had two really top teams. Obviously, TCM, who just went through, as we just saw, stepping up against Faraco All Stars. It is going to be a very, very good game indeed. I can't wait for this.
Absolutely. And last time these two sides met was at EGL 9. It was an incredibly interesting match. There was a lot of talking going on between the teams. There was a lot of blood, sweat and tears put on the line during that matchup, and All Stars managed to take TCM in that one. I was a little bit surprised by it. I thought TCM would do a much better job. They looked so strong in the qualifiers and in the rounds, in the knockout rounds, the group stages, etc, etc. So I was quite surprised that they managed to actually take the victory in this one. And I believe All Stars, have they got a couple of changes since then? Or because there are a lot of Faraco people in here, and I don't know who's playing.
I believe Torres is the coach for Faraco, and we'll leave it to the two teams to decide, so on and so forth in regards to that. It'll be on TCM's host, and so on. It'll be on TCM's host, and let's just we're just waiting, I believe, on Flux to join. And technically, this game is already 3 minutes ahead of schedule, and we can just wait for obviously Flux to get in here.
I think that's some words that organisers love to hear.
Yes,
ahead of schedule.
The main thing when involved in the tournament, ahead of schedule is music to your ears, if you want to put it into perspective. But again, as you said earlier on, Chris, indeed, this is the final qualifying cup in the Astro Gaming Cup, and the winner of this match will go into the final. And not only will they be in the final, they'll get a chance to go into the main 8. They'll already be in the main 8 tournament, matching up with teams such as Empathy, Horizon, and 4 other teams: Empathy, Epsilon, Horizon, Aware, Inferno, and Breakout. 6 really good teams who've got there through the qualifying stages, through the qualifying knockouts of these cups. And it is now TCM who are at the semi-final stage. And again, now we'll bring up something we said earlier, Chris, just before you went live. What did Jake message you saying before you went live on the stream?
He messaged me saying that every time you're in the lobby when the game's streamed, we lose, which is not true at all. I think it was one game, and it was last Sunday.
Unite.
Against Unite, when they failed epically. No, to be fair, that capture the flag was absolutely just down to the wire. So there's nothing you really do. It was just unfortunate timing on all parts. There's nothing TCM could have really done. They had a splendid game, and unfortunately Unite went through. But as I said, they played really well in those 2 games. A little bit of a drop off at the end. They said, I messaged Jake afterwards and I said, what were you doing on that when Fairview clutched it? And he goes, we were just messing around the whole time. I was like, oh, okay, well, let's hope you take it a little bit more seriously this next game. But yeah,
sorry, go on.
I wanted to ask you, I thought, because not everyone has been watching the tournaments, there might be a couple of newer people out there who are not quite in the knowledge of what all these tournaments are about and how they all work. So do you want to explain what happens in this grand sort of tournament final where all these finalists go through to the final stage, how that works, and what the prize is up for grabs?
That's a great question, and yeah, I'll be more than happy to address that. So, to sum it up all together, the finalists from each of the 4 cups, so we'll go into what we like to call the main A Cup. The main A Cup will essentially decide who will win, the winners being the team that obviously win, of course, and I've just derped so hard saying that, but obviously the team that win will take home full Astro A40 audio systems, and the runners-up will take home 2013 Astro Mix Amps. Now, just to let you guys understand and know how it works. The winner of each of our cups, so just to update you all, Epsilon won our first cup. It was then Aware winning the second cup, and it was then Breakout winning the third cup. They've all got higher seeds automatically for the fourth cup. But we'll go more into details about it later on, with the game is about to get underway right now, Chris.
Absolutely, and Slums free-for-all. I believe either there's been a mistake test, or we're just having a little bit of a lag test, either way.
We'll get a bit of practice, why not?
Do you want to jump in? We'll have a little game against them. Oh, we can't actually.
We can't. Unfortunately, they've stopped the team-changing game. So we'll have a little bit of a practice casting. So while we're waiting, I guess, let's look at the main players. Who do you think are going to be the standout players for each team right now, Chris?
Well, I've seen relatively small amounts of Farrakhan. As I said, I'm only just getting into the competitive scene. I know a lot of, teams like TCM, Prophecy, Epsilon. I know a lot about those teams, and occasionally there'll be the odd team I know a little bit about, so I've seen a fair bit from Farrakhan. They look very, very strong and organized. They love a good talk session when they're actually playing, and Crazy's a great player, Torres is a great player, Rush, and they're all of the Farrakhan lineup are great players, and you said Torres is coaching, which is a little bit unfortunate, but either way, it should be a good matchup, and we've already seen TCM. This will be the third time I've seen them on the WGL stream. I don't know if they were in the previous two. I don't believe they were in the previous two streams that we did. They play very well all the time. Sometimes they don't quite get over the finish line, though, and that's the big problem that TCM face at the moment. And they get a little bit disheartened that they come so far, but yet don't quite get over the finish line when they need to. And I think that they need a little booster just to get to the final of this and prove that they haven't really lost anything. I mean, they got to the final of Multiplay's I-48, which was really huge. They beat some great teams there, and unfortunately lost out to Prophecy. It was a good final, but Prophecy were just far stronger on the day. So it's up to TCM to pull it back, and they look like they've been doing a little bit of talking, a little bit of organisation and structure with it, especially in that last hardpoint game. They look like they structured around setting up for the hardpoints a lot better. They look like they set up contesting hardpoints a lot smoother, and it just looked overall a lot better from TCM. So I'm hoping that it will transition on as it won't just be dropped after that one game. Maybe it was a fluke, but we'll have to see how it goes. But who do you think is going to be players to be looking out for? I won't ask the who's going to win question just yet.
Yes, thank you. That means a lot to me because I don't like the side in that. So immediately, if we're talking Search and Destroy, we have to mention Jake. Simply as you saw, as obviously you were casting just over half an hour ago, you saw Jake go on, I believe it was a 9-kill streak against Refuse in Search and Destroy. And he is going to be the one to look out for. Obviously, every single person in this game right now all have their special qualities and can step up when needed. But we are waiting right now on Flux. I'm not quite sure what's going on with him right now, but as soon as he gets in, we'll try and bring the game to you guys, obviously. But, again, Hardpoint Slums will be the first map to kick us off. What do you think about this map as a Hardpoint map, Chris?
It's a nice Hardpoint map. I think it's one of the stronger ones of all the ones out there. I love the middle hardpoint. It's always a good contest. It's a little bit interesting at how this is one of those maps where you've got an unusual rotation. It's kind of like you go to one end of the map and then the third hardpoint switches over near to Laundry, and it kind of breaks up the gameplay a little bit and the momentum of the teams. So those kind of hardpoints are always interesting to watch, and how teams react to the switches and getting over that distance as quickly as possible and making sure they get into the right anchor points. This is also an interesting map because it's one of the few. I know they switched up the hardpoint spawns recently in a patch, and this is one of the few maps that I've actually noticed the new spawns. Like if you're anchoring on Fountain, the other team will still spawn into Laundry, which I find very, very interesting. Possibly something to consider changing, and it's not until recently that I've actually noticed that, and it can create a big problem if you're not aware of it. And I know it's caught a couple of teams off guard, and they're not particularly happy with the spawns changing. But as I said, games change, and you've just got to adapt to the change, and that's that's just how it goes. You know, the game's always evolving and changing. You got to see, and it's a good way to just, you know, like for future games especially, see how certain things work out and try something new. Doesn't work, okay, we'll bin it and we'll see how it goes on from there. You know, if something does work, okay, let's see how well it works. Possibly change it again to make it even better. Add some more additional things in it. Does it make something else not work? And you know, just constantly thinking, how can we make the game as good as possible?
And that's the main thing. And another thing to point out, Chris, obviously for some of the people who haven't actually had time to go on Black Ops today, there was actually an update today addressing some issues, so on and so forth. And, obviously, again, any time an update is put into play, it can affect the change of any map or any game mode or just even a setup. And the question is right now, have you actually looked at the updates and what do you think? Do you think it's actually... Oh, actually, before we talk about the updates, we'll talk about it later. Because now we're ready to go.
We'll talk about it either before the game the actual series after this, or we'll talk about it during the break or something. If something relevant to the patch comes up, feel free to, you know, just like point it out, because I haven't actually read the patch notes yet. Usually I do read them, but I haven't had the chance to read them today. But we are going to jump on board with TCM Jake to start off. One of my favourite hardpoint players, and actually we've got probably some sort of rule problem.
Yeah, hopefully a rule problem. Hopefully it's not something that'll take long to fix. Not quite sure, obviously, what the specific issue is right now, but we'll wait and see.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's one of those things, waiting for a game is one of the most painful moments, because you never know how long it's going to go, what problems arise, and obviously you guys hate staring at a blank screen with some music, and in this case a timer that says 5 minutes and then it gets to the 5-minute mark and then it restarts, which can be very, very frustrating. Unfortunately we don't have anything else to replace it at this present time, but that's just how it goes, and we'd rather talk to you guys and keep you interested and engaged, fulfill you with information that you might want to know or don't know or whatever you do. But at the same time, we run out of topics to talk about at times. So we need breaks.
And yeah, of course we need breaks, and obviously us as the people bringing you the action can sympathise obviously with looking at a countdown for a specific amount of time and so on and so forth. So do not worry, we do understand the issues, but we are off and running again. Fingers crossed this is the way it's going to go. We're going to stay on board with Jake to get this going, since he was the person originally we stepped on board.
Absolutely. I believe a chap called Farrakho Jordan has just told us that Torres is not the coach, it is in fact Dinge.
Oh, it is Dinge. So my apologies, that's because I saw Torres in the Codcaster mode, so I assumed. So that's completely my bad. So yeah, we're off and running right now then, Chris.
Sorry?
We're off and running right now.
Sorry, I just zoned out there. I had to cough, so I muted my mic. I wasn't really listening. But anyway, we're on board with Jake, one of my favourite hardpoint players. Always does consistently well, and he starts off with a lovely kill there. Gets a 2-piece on Farrakho Mace, and a 3-piece on Rush! Jake going on a terror. He is pumped for this hardpoint against Farrakho All-Stars. He's got something to prove to them after their defeat to them at EGL 9. He is starting off sensationally as TCM are 15, 16. Kill there, 18-0 against All-Stars.
And Jake with the most sublime start. He's already got a Hellstorm ready to go in the first 30 seconds of this match. A great start by him, and he's got his lightning strike now.
Oh, and the War Machine!
Jake is on a 6-kill streak right now. War Machine out, and here we go. This guy right now.
Absolutely huge terror. I said he is one of my favourite hardpoint players to watch, and this is exactly why. He gets in there, he gets in their face, he kills everybody in the room. Do not accept any substitute other than TCM Jake, because this boy is a huge, huge, huge part of TCM and a fantastic player. And he went straight all out aggressive, won them the hardpoint, flipped the spawns, and now TCM are in the driver's seat as they make a huge, huge deficit against All-Stars.
And that's the main thing right there, the swap of the anchor spawns and the fact that Jake's got score streaks to use in case they do lose a hardpoint. And as well as the War Machine, which if you don't have Flak Jacket on, it takes at least, it kills you in one hit. So the War Machine in its own right, very powerful. Jake, look, just cleaning up with a two-piece right there with the War Machine. 11-1 for him. He's doing an absolutely terrific job right now. Scores are 70-4. This is quite the start for TCM.
Rush with a lovely, lovely grenade there. Just takes out Jake. And they're going to make sure they get every single point off of this hard point to make that lead incredibly, incredibly hard to overcome from the very get-go. He's still got a little bit of the War Machine left. 2 shots, in fact. So I'm sure he's going to charge up to this hard point. Spam a couple shots in there and then come all guns a-blazing. And he's also got those ace in the hole, lightning strike and hailstorms. Actually, he's going to go straight for the anchor. Of course, the anchor not as prolific as it used to be, but they've also got someone sitting in laundry, so he's going to chuck that lightning strike down. In fact, he doesn't. Monksy takes out Crazy. Jake does take out Monksy and Torres at the same time. Takes another one out, and I don't actually want to switch to anyone else because I'm just having too much fun watching Jake at this present moment.
His MSMC is really on fire right there. He did get the team kill with a lightning strike, but the main point is he removed Torres off the anchor. That anchor removed means now TCM can get the sponge. Jake with another kill and an assist right there. He's 14-2 as he tries to build up another set of score streaks right now. He still has a Hellstorm to call in at this time.
And Farrakhan actually making their way over to the next hardpoint. We'll jump on with Rush with the Scorpion. Oh, he's in fact taken down. And Farrakhan are just floundering at the moment. They can't really get themselves going. Jake has just gone absolutely huge from the beginning, but Amaze, a great, great little player he is, doing some great, great holding down of this hardpoint. Unfortunately, he is taken down by Jake once again. So Jake's on a 5-kill streak. He's just as I say that, he is taken down.
And again, he is on. He's just finding his mark right now, and not to take it away from Flux, he's actually 10-3 also, with the scores currently 38-123. However, Barako are getting some points back. They are under just over 90 points behind in this game. We still got over half of the game to go, so they can still bring this back. It's not over yet, but TCM at this current time on a tear. Jake with another nice 2-piece, going for free, picks up Torres. His MSMC right now is just on fire.
Yeah, I thought I was actually spectating him, but it turns out it was in fact Monksy. I was like, I'm seeing the kill feed go, but I'm not seeing any gunfight. What's going on here? Oh, I'm watching Monksy. But Jake is, I think, honestly, we've just got to stay on board with Jake for this amount of time until he starts dying a little bit more, because he is 20-4, top fragging without a question of a doubt. He's going to pick up a kill on Myth Rush there. He's going to make his way over to the hardpoint. It's TCM try and set themselves up, try and get some kills and make this hardpoint theirs, and they do in fact do this. So we've got a huge 100-point lead for TCM as they're starting to spawn right at the back of the map, and TCM are just going to put even more points between them and Farrakhan All-Stars.
And you can see Jake just making his way right there to the middle of the map along with, and Fariko are getting some kills right now. They're 110 points behind. 2 straight hard points if they can hold it consistently. And Jake's M8A1 not getting the kill right now.
Oh, Jake with the huge free piece! And the 4th, absolutely on fire! He wants this victory. He is not going down without a fight. He wants that final in his belt so he can come back and prove just how prolific he is as TCM go 100 points again into the lead. And they're just not letting this go. The War Machine's back out, and I can't see Farrakhan doing really much against all these kill streaks and this huge amount of plays that Jake is throwing down.
Jake, M8A1, pulls out the MSMC, gets a kill, and then another, then another. Jake at the moment 29-7. He's finding his rhythm right there. TCM, though, have let a 110-point lead slip to only 70, so there's still a chance right now, but the lightning strike by Jake is going to clean up, and they're going to anchor for this current hard point.
Yeah, it looks like they've got all the kill streaks, so they don't really have to worry too much about the next anchor, but they have got fantastic spawns for it, so they're going to have a player or two drop off just in preparation for the next ones. But they really wanted the points on that last hard point, but Jake is going to set himself up on the blue. Tries to pick up, I believe that was Rush just jumping around the corner with that War Machine, but Crazy is going to take him down, and he's actually going to spawn right on the hard point, and Amaze is taken down. He's going to pick up a capture, a kill, and if he's smart enough to kill the trophy system, no, he's not. He's going to let it go and let it see another day. Amaze with an, I don't know if that was an unusual spawn or him just being in a different position, but he has got himself spawning on a good little position here. Torres managing to get a kill. Rush picks him up with a Hellstorm, and it's just all TCM at the moment. They're getting every sort of spawn they need. They're getting all the plays. Jake is just going absolutely huge. 35 and 11 with 53-1 points to go in this matchup. Could we see a big 50 bomb from Jake?
My Rich with the 3-piece now, and Rich is finding his groove. He tries to get the number one down. Well played by Torres. Nicely done. For Rico, not over yet. 3 minutes, just over 3 minutes to go. So 180 seconds in total hardpoint time to be gathered. For Rico can still win, but with this 120 plus lead that TCM have, it's going to be increasingly difficult for them to bring it back.
Yeah, you know, me and Jake have this ongoing joke that because me and his dad have the same birthday, I'm sort of his dad. And I said to him before the game, if you don't send me an invite to come and watch you play, I will not give you dinner. And he is certainly taking that to heart, because he definitely wants some bangers and mash or something for dinner, because he is going absolutely huge. And Rich with a huge 2-piece with the Beretta. He is going to lock down this hard point, watch the graveyard spawn, and they are just spawning on the circle. And Farrakhan have just been absolutely decimated in this one. And we've got 30 seconds left on this hard point. We're going to see TCM try and hold it out. 15 points to go for TCM. They've even got a Hellstorm and an RCXD to throw down. Rich, why don't you just call it in? Get some more kills for yourself, boy. TCM just going huge right now. I don't even know what to say. It's just a massacre was the description for that game.
It was a massacre, but hey, credit when it's due to Farico. They could have been beaten a lot more. They fought back and they tried, but it was just the moments where, for example, Rich with that 2-piece and 3-piece, and Jake with his 4 pieces, stuff where TCM had just managed to step up when needed, and that is what has allowed them to take that first match. A strong, very strong performance in that game as we now get ready to move into Search and Destroy. Crazy stuff.
Absolutely. Sorry, I'm just talking to the what maps have we got up?
The maps is Search and Destroy Express will be our next one, then Capture the Flag Standoff.
Search and Destroy Express. Always an interesting matchup, that one. Should be a good match. Farrakhan hosting this next matchup.
Normally in the procedure and the way we've always done it in the semi-finals is that the top team, it basically goes from the stats. So the rounds of 64 and 32 are hosted by the top team. Rounds of 16 and 8 are hosted by the bottom team. And then within the round of 4, also known as the semi-final, it should be TCM hosting. Torres is now back, so I'm not quite sure what's going on. But Torres is back, so that shouldn't be too long. TCM have the host and will be on Search and Destroy Express to see if they can finish it off and get through to the main 8 and try to fight for a higher seed in the final, which is going to be later on.
Absolutely, and in fact Farrakhan actually coming back in. I don't know what they left the lobby for, but they are in fact coming back in. We're going to be setting up for a Search and Destroy on Express, as you said. TCM 1-0 up in this semi-final against Farrakhan All-Stars. A decimation from TCM in that last game. Jake especially going absolutely huge. Look, 1,000 more points than Monksy in that matchup. So Jake, the star in that one, and I think we'll see a very shining matchup from Rich in the Search and Destroy, because he is an amazing Search and Destroy player. Farrakhan also very, very strong in Search and Destroy. They beat TCM at EGL 9 in Search and Destroy. I was a little bit surprised by that one, but it should be a very even matchup in my opinion. And Express is one of those that you can never quite call. There's all sorts of interesting strats that you can run. There's all sorts of things that can come into play, how you set up, how you make your map presence known. As we wait for the teams to change their classes, because obviously you want to utilize as much of the 10-point class system and utilize those 5 custom classes as much as possible. And Shawnee, how would you approach this Search and Destroy coming in as... First I want you to tell me how you would approach this coming in as TCM, the team that have just absolutely destroyed Farrakhan in that hard point, and how you would approach this as a Farrakhan member.
And if you were Farrakhan right now, honestly, I'd be a little disheartened by that. But the main thing is right now is that it's Search and Destroy. It's a whole different ball game, and it might just be down Farrakhan's alley to bring this back. This is their opportunity to tie it up at one apiece against TCM, who we know are a very strong Search and Destroy team. So if Farrakhan managed to take this, it's going to be a very interesting CTF if we get that far.
Absolutely, yeah. If I was TCM, I'd go into it with some huge aggression. I think Farrakhan are going to be a little bit surprised, maybe shocked at how that last game went down, because Jake certainly on it with his shot. Monksy's looking good. Rich looked incredible in that one. Flux is always having a good game. So I think we're going to see some very, very aggressive plays from TCM. Some very smart ones, hopefully. And Farrakhan possibly going to start questioning themselves a little bit. And if I was Farrakhan, I would equally try and go as aggressive as possible. Make a statement from the get-go. You know, this is who we are. We're not going to lie down and take this beating that you're giving us. We've got some pride, and we deserve to be in that final spot. We've got to go all out and show you what we're made of.
And again, that's the main thing. If Farrakhan can step up and show them what they're made of, we'll tie it up. The players are ready. You can guarantee in regards to it in regards to the classes and so on and so forth. There's many different classes in specific cases for Search and Destroy. And you, obviously, Chris, being as a player in regards to the scene, I'm not. So maybe you can give us a little bit of maybe some classes that you might run in this situation.
For Search and Destroy, like I used to not run any items, and then I realized what a poor decision, not a poor decision, but what a disadvantage I'm putting myself at, because especially when you run a lot of pubs and league play, it's not incredibly necessary. But if you can use things that give you an advantage, like, you know, this motion sensors is what I use a lot, especially in Search and Destroy. I also use them in Hardpoint a lot, because it is, when you're trying to rush into a room and contest it, you want to know exactly where the players are. And especially if you're outnumbered, it's a great way to give yourself that little small advantage. So there's something about those motion sensors that you can really, really take a room, especially for a bomb, very, very easily. So I think we'll stick with Jake for this first round, as he's actually going to pull out a sniper rifle from the beginning, just because of how incredible he was. It would be a bit of an insult to not go with him. We're going to see a huge push from Farrakhan All-Stars over to the A-bomb. Not a single soul to be seen at B, but they're just going to stall a little bit at lockers and see what they can scout out on board. Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine. I mean, that's the main thing. And we are seeing the bomb right now. Obviously by Torres, nicely done, picks up Rich, good stuff right there. Now obviously a 4v3 player advantage, and if they can get the bomb down in their favor, you can guarantee the advantage is gonna just be even more, it's gonna be even more pressure on TCM to bring this back. So we'll wait and see if they can do that. Bomb is going down at A at this current time.
Yeah, we're seeing some great shots being thrown down by Crazy, not doing anything deadly, but just enough to distract TCM, and Flux with a poor decision there. He's actually taken out, but Monksy answers back with a kill on Torres. If I was Flux, I would have made it. As soon as I heard gunfire, I would have been like, right, we need to get over to that A-bomb, because I don't think they're really going to come with a bamboozling strat around to that side. But Farrakhan do end up winning that one. I would say, as I said just a minute ago, Flux possibly delayed his sprint over to A a little bit too quick. They hadn't quite got the bomb down once some gunfire had initiated. So if I was Flux, I would have made a huge, bold push right around the back, possibly throwing some gunfire down just to distract them, make Farrakhan seem a little bit uncomfortable, like they're being closed in, and just give them a little bit of uncertainty. So well played by Farrakhan to win that round, but TCM could have stepped it up a little bit there.
And that's the main thing. There's still many rounds to go, and you've got to find your groove in Search and Destroy, per se. TCM now on the attack, and Jake immediately going down to Myth is M8A1. Good stuff. Rich will tie it up at 3-on-3, taking out Amaze right now. We wait to see if TCM can get back into this game on the attacking side right here. Yeah,
Rich with a lovely kill there on Torres. Torres just completely out of depth when it comes to a sniper versus an M8 battle, especially against TCM Rich, one of the best shots in the game right now. And we are seeing Flux throwing down some shots at the train, and he is taken out by Crazy. Let's jump on board with Crazy, actually. He is on the other side of the map. Monksy actually picks up a kill on Rush. And we see a bomb plant going down from TCM as they're going to start setting up shop. Crazy's got all the work to do. He's on a 2-kill streak. Rich on a 2-kill streak. Monksy on a 1-kill streak. Let's see how it's going to pan out. He's going to look down to elevate. He knows someone's got to be there. He's throwing a kill down. He's going to cook that grenade. Hopefully, Flux has a flak. Sorry, Monksy has a flak jacket on. He doesn't, but he does dodge that nade and some lovely shooting from Monksy. Doesn't bottle it there. Lovely little shot. Crazy, just overwhelmed by the sheer nature of that situation. And TCM pick up another round in their favor.
And that's exactly what they needed to do. Come out strong in the attacking rounds. And now we're right back to Team Farrakhan All-Stars as we wait to see what they can do in round 3. They won the first round of this game. They're back on the attacking side. Let's wait and see what's going to happen right here.
I'm going to jump on board with Monksy and see what he does on this defensive round. He's actually going for a very aggressive push straight to the A-bomb. I think he wants to try and upset them very early. He's expecting some sort of rush, and that Farrakhan are making that bomb rush down to the train side and lockers, and unfortunately he is taken out. He couldn't quite do much about that situation. We see Jake picking up a kill on Torres. Rush picks up a kill on Rich. It's a 2v2 situation, and Farrakhan are going to put the bomb down.
And that's the main thing right here. The bomb is about to go down 2v2. That means it's already a 3-on-2. Nicely done by Myth Rush. However, Flux, nice kill with the MP7. I'm liking the variety of SMGs we're getting. Jake with the MSMC, Flux with the MP7, and Fariko with most of them using the Scorpion right here. Flux versus Amaze. Amaze with the MSMC taking some good shots, but he's going to live for now. He's just going to play the time to his advantage right here, Chris.
Is Flux going? No, Flux is not going for the defuse. He's trying to catch him out. It does it. Oh! So crucial not to sprint around corners in not only search and destroy, but in general. But search and destroy, you will get punished if you are sprinting around corners, and both of them actually sprinting there. And I think Amaze had dexterity on in that situation. He just about gets the kill on Flux. So not much you can do there other than just don't sprint around corners, ladies and gentlemen.
And that's the main thing. You've got to sprinting. You know, it's habit. It's force of habit.
It is very much habit.
Click the analog down to go around the corners, and sometimes it can cost you, as proven. TCM right now currently 2-1 down. However, back on the attacking side, they've lost Jake, and it's now 4-on-3 almost immediately. They're a player down, and they are a round down. This is not what they needed, but they can still bring it back right here.
Yeah, we got Amaze sitting on the bomb. He is assisted by. Oh no, that's Flux on the bridge, sorry. And he's going to pick up a kill. Rush picks up Flux, so we have one lone Monksy trying to pick up some kills on Farrakhan. He's taken down by Rush, and we have got Rush picking up 2, that one.
I think now, if you're watching the kill cam right here, Rich, I believe, assumed he killed, because you'll see Rich sprint away after shooting him. You'd think, and in my opinion, Rich should have maybe got the kill right there, and that's why he started sprinting away, and that's why he died. A little unfortunate, and that's 2-round deficits is a little unfortunate for TCM, but it can still be brought back right here.
Some huge sponging of bullets by Rush there, but fair play to him. He carried on regardless. He wasn't about to back down from that situation, and it paid off in the end as he does pick up the kill. Another aggressive push from Farrakhan. We see Torres just watching the Departures Lounge. See what's going to happen here. Crazy's in the middle. He might clash heads with someone in the middle. That is, in fact, Jake. Jake is just locking down B. It's going to be a huge clash, and we see, in fact, Monksy goes down. Jake completely missing that one. Assumes no one's there. That's a very silly mistake on his part. Rush is on a 5-kill streak now. He's got the RCXD. He could pick up the Hellstorm very shortly. Gonna see Flux get ganged up on here from behind as we watch Crazy pick him up from the bridge. Rich all by himself. Stops at RCXD and the bomb is down. What is Rich gonna do?
There's not much you can do. Nice kill right there. Stopping the streak of Rush. That's crucial, Chris, because that means a Hellstorm is not going to be called in for this current time. And that could be very crucial in the later stage of this game. Rich, good effort, but Crazy with the M8 holding his own. And Farrakhan are taking it to TCM right now on Surge. Good stuff.
I was going to say, Farrakhan playing with fire there. They all just kind of jumped out into the open, and Rich, as I said, he's got an amazing shot on him, so you don't really want to go head-to-head with Rich in an even or uneven in his favor kind of contest, because he will make you pay for it. So you could have easily seen some kills go down in Rich's favor there, but Farrakhan doing the smart thing, getting out of dodge as soon as possible, and they take the round. They're currently 4-1 up in this contest.
And you can see Torres, well, actually, first blood, picking up Rich right there with the DSR. A great start for Farrakhan. And again, what they needed, as you see Jake get a kill, it's now 3v2. Excuse me, yeah, 3v2 in favor of Farrakhan as they look to extend it to 5-1 right now.
Ooh, just as I switched to Jake, Monksy's actually taken down by Amaze, so it's another clutch situation. Jake, unfortunately, too much sprinting once again. I think it might be the map. They feel that it's so big, they need to sprint everywhere, which gets you caught so often. If you're going to sprint around, make sure you're carrying dexterity with you, because otherwise you are going to get caught out so often. It's something I had to learn very, very quickly. I know it can get very frustrating, especially if you're losing 5-1. You just want to get there as soon as possible, and it becomes almost like an aggressive tactic that you do. You like try and persevere and prove yourself wrong that you're not going to get caught out, but you will get caught out pretty much every time.
We're seeing look at this. Look at Farrakhan. They've just gone a complete rush on B, and this is going to surprise TCM. And this is a great idea because TCM are now rocked and need to get over to B, bomb down, player advantage. If they win this round, they tie it up at 1 apiece in this series. Great piece of play right there by Farrakhan.
We might see a clash of heads going down between Flux and I believe that is Rush in the middle. He saw Flux and just a little bit. Jake picks up a kill on Rush, in fact. Flux just distracting him long enough to pick up the kill, and we see another kill for Jake going down on a maze. TCM really need to pick up some sort of a bomb here, and another kill goes down. That's all of Farrakhan dead and buried.
Nice.
It was a fantastic little play by Farrakhan. Absolutely spot on what you need to do in a situation. You got 5-1. You've got to go. They were just like, we've got rounds to play with. Let's see if we can finish this out now, make a statement. And they went for a huge rush. It paid off greatly. They got the bomb down. They had the man advantage. Unfortunately, they just could not hold on to it. And TCM just showing incredible bottle there. Flux with an amazing jumping shot with that SMG to finish up the round.
Good stuff by TCM. And now remember, Chris, while you were solo casting just over an hour ago now, Refuse were 5-0 down, I believe, and they started to mount a comeback. TCM 5-1 down, now 5-2. They still have a great opportunity to bring this back. They've just got to take their time and try not to be overzealous right here. The question is, can they do it?
They need to stop sprinting around corners, because that is getting them caught out so often. And unfortunately, unlike TCM aren't quite Refused, they are capable of winning Search and Destroy 6-0. And Refuse, they almost had to come back, but they did make a few mistakes. Crazy gets a lovely grenade kill on Flux there. You're going to see a clash of heads between Jake and someone on the bridge. I believe it is Crazy. And we've actually got Rush right on top of the bomb here. It's going to be interesting to see how this all pans out.
And you can see Monksy right now trying to take his time, and he's trying to watch the windows, and Rich with a nice kill with the DSR right there. Now it's 3-on-3. TCM, this is exactly what they needed. Some kills. Jake needs to be very careful right now. There's a guy right next to him. Jake gets down to Myth Rush's Beretta, and Beretta's is brilliant. Myth Rush with a nice two-piece right there, and it's now up to Rich on his own to try and keep the series at 1 apiece. 1-0, sorry. And he doesn't.
I felt like I was in a pantomime there. I was like, he's behind you! But unfortunately, can't quite see. He doesn't have eyes in the back of his head. Torres picks up the kill, and unexpectedly, TCM loses Search and Destroy. It looks like Farrakhan are just very, very determined not to let this go. And we're going to come down to a capture the flag on the map standoff. A very, very interesting map. Last time I saw a standoff CTF, we saw a huge play from Breakout Ainsley.
Yes.
Who got dogs, and I thought I would never see dogs in a competitive play, at least not in the semi-finals of a major tournament, so I was incredibly surprised to see that.
Watch Jake chuck on dogs for you now. I got a feeling he might just do it. I don't know why it's making me say that. We'll wait and see. But right now, this is the time to step up, and well, we're here at the final, or the pinnacle, should I say, of this series. The penultimate match to decide which team will gain a spot in our main 8 tournament is going to be decided right now between Farrakhan and TCM. Now, Chris, you asked me the question, if you're Farrakhan after losing hardpoint in such a dominant fashion, what are you going to do for S&D? They pretty much won S&D dominantly, in my opinion, 6-2. The question is now to you, Chris, what do you think TCM have to do, or what to have to be saying for capture the flag?
They need to get as much map presence as possible. I didn't feel they got the map presence they were expecting in that one, and it cost them a lot. They found that at times that they just weren't in the right position at the right time, and it cost them big. So going into this capture the flag, I would expect them to get a lot more presence on the map, try and set up a lot better. they don't have a problem making the kills. Making the kills are not a problem. We saw that in the hardpoint. We saw glimpses of it in this search and destroy. So capture the flag. It's just all about where they're positioning themselves and catching Farrakhan out of position. And they need to stop sprinting so much around corners. This map has a lot of corners. If you sprint around corners, you're gonna get messed up. We actually see Jake coming out with a dexterity there. Let's see what his other teammates are going for. Got a dexterity on Monksy, got an extreme conditioning on Rich, and we've got extreme conditioning on Flux.
So Rich and Flux obviously being the OBJ players. Extreme conditioning. Jake going down immediately on the sprint, ironically there, Chris, to Myth Rush's MSMC. I'm having a problem saying his name at the moment, and that's a lisps for you. But Monksy will get the kill, then get taken out by Torres. And right now, Farrakhan trying to get into the flag right here with Myth Rush, and he does go down. Jake holding his own. TCM now going to try and push.
Yeah, Flux just delaying his run through bottom brown. He wanted to make sure that the team thought he might have opted to go in a different direction. Unfortunately, that's not how it planned out. Flux he maintained what he was going to do. He stayed at bottom brown. Unfortunately, it didn't work out for him, but it was a good little idea, and he is going to wait for his members to come back and respawn. See how it goes. Jake's actually making an aggressive push for the flag. And we've got someone crazy, in fact, sitting right at the back of the flag. I haven't seen too much of this in a competitive scene so far. It seems like such an obvious thing to do, but there's not a lot of teams that do it, mostly because it can mess up the spawns. It really hurts your map presence, and it almost takes a person out of the game.
And that's the main thing. And Jake actually just killed his own teammate Monksy with a stun grenade. And that's another thing. If you stay at the back of the map, you're not exactly making a presence unless there's some attacking force. And again, the spawns might mess up because of it. There's so many factors to take into place, as we see Monksy with a two-piece with the foul right there. Grip, reflex, and stalk doing the job for him. He gets a hit marker right there with his stun, EMP, sorry, as we wait to see TCM go on the pull. Jake is on the prowl, but down he goes.
Absolutely great shooting by Crazy there. Managed to pick up a two-piece, also followed up with another kill, and TCM were 3 men down, and Farrakhan are going to go on the counter-push. They're going to try and set themselves up. Unfortunately, they had a man go down. We've got another kill down. Torres picking one up. He's going to set himself up in this building. Can he pick up Jake? He's pulling out the Brer. Pre-firing, nothing to be seen there. We've got a huge push from Farrakhan in the building. They pick up another kill on Jake, and they're just going to wait it out and wait for their teammates to hopefully respawn, as they're going to try and make a push. Flux just being bamboozled by the position of this player. Myth Rush, in fact, he has got the bomb. No, he doesn't actually. Myth Rush picks up a kill on Flux, absolutely schooling him there. Can he pick up this next kill?
He's gonna Jake just EMP'd himself, and he's gonna get away with it just with that MSMC. Very fortunate right there with Jake. And Rich is on the run right now. Rich has a clear run home, and surely TCM are gonna 1-0 up, and they do. That is exactly what they needed to do after losing Search and Destroy. Take it right to Farrakhan. They have the lead in round 1 right now, Chris.
Yeah, Farrakhan got very, very aggressive there, and unfortunately they paid for it. They had men down. Rich just with the sneaky pull went right round to the flag, pulled it, and whilst Farrakhan were distracting the other side of the map, TCM making those crucial kills to give Rich such an easy ride home.
And that's the main thing. You can be aggressive, but you've got to have some sort of defense. And during the aggressiveness of Farrakhan, TCM swooped in, and Rich was the man to do it with the flag cap right there. 2 down, however, for TCM right now. Farrakhan needs to get on the run, and they're going to swarm free past the tractor area right now as they try to make something happen.
Absolutely. We got Maze making a run for the flag. Could be a good little idea from here. Torres going to have a gunfight. Jake takes him down beautifully low, and Farrakhan lacking in the numbers now, and their push has been denied by TCM. We got Monksy on a 5-kill streak here. He is 1 away, not even 1 kill away. He is just can't quite get through the doorway. He can't quite get through the doorway. We've got Crazy sitting back watching the flag again, and he's going to let that one go. Can he make sure someone does?
No, my goodness me. Now we see the counter pull by Flux, and Torres and Flux both have the flags right now. We'll jump on board with Flux right now, because he is the man with the flag that determines if TCM extend their lead or tie it up at 1. Flux has a lot of pressure riding on him at the moment to do the job and defend. A nice stun, but down he goes. Amaze gets the kill. But the good thing about Search and Destroy is you've got to get to the flag, and there's still not much Amaze can do in this situation right here.
Absolutely. He's completely outnumbered. He might get taken down here. And we've got Farrakhan coming straight for the petrol. What are they going to make of it? They're going to make a huge rush, I think, in there. And they're going to be shut down by Amaze.
Yes,
rush
brilliant.
with a double kill there. And they return the flag. And they get a capture the flag back for their team. So it's one apiece just before the halftime break in this capture the flag. And Flux is actually going to make a pull. Denied, though, by Crazy. And Crazy on a 2 kill streak, taken down once again. So interesting, very even capture the flag so far. So both teams, no one behind in this one. I don't think there are any kill streaks on any team. We've actually got an RCXD on Rich right there. Everyone else with no kill streaks. So there's nothing really to play giving a team the advantage in the next one, except maybe an RC car, but it doesn't do a huge amount if you find someone with flak jacket.
And that's the main thing. And again, Jake with the kill with the MSMC. I'm not surprised that the MSMC is featured in this kill cam with Jake, based on that half-point game he had earlier on. Round 2 of 2 of Capture the Flag standoff is about to get underway. A great opportunity right now for Farako to extend on the momentum of the flag cap they just made at the end of round 1. But TCM have a lot to go for right here. Let's see if they can do it.
Absolutely, and we are on board with Flux. TCM just with a little bit of a stalled start, looking to pick up a few kills before they push forward. They've managed to take down Rush, and they're waiting to see what evolves from that assassination. And TCM getting a few kills down. Rush picks one up on Monksy. Crazy picks one up on Flux. Very defensive start from Farako in this game, and they're going to start to make a push round through Petrol.
And again, we'll wait to see what they can do. A little bit of lag right there on board with Flux as we wait to see what he can do with the frag grenade right there. Stun is going out. Smoke is going out by Flux with their down by the tractor area. Gets a nice kill. Down he goes to Myth Rush though. Score still tied up at 1 apiece with 4 minutes and 5 to go. And TCM is starting to become the assertive team right there. They have 2 over at the flag area of Farako. Now only 1. Let's see what they can do.
Absolutely, and we have got Monksy just sitting in the barn. Doesn't want to give too much away. He's actually going to go for a sneaky flagpole, but he is going to be caught out by Crazy, and he picks him up. But Torres also doing some nice sweeping work to pick him up. And we jump on board with Torres. Torres on a 3 kill streak. He spotted someone coming through boxes. Is he going to take him out? He does take out Flux there. He is on a 4 kill streak, 1 or 2 kills away from that Hellstorm, which could potentially give them a great opportunity to start pulling a flag.
And that's the main thing. And Amaze is on the run right now. And can they get it done? That's the key thing. Amaze still has the flag in hand, and down he goes. Nicely done right there by the TCM members. Flag returned. Brilliantly done.
Absolutely, and Rich just making sure that flag gets returned as we go into the picture-in-picture. And Farako just all spawning in a big wave. We see Jake taken down. So TCM really at this point, we've got 3 minutes left. No one's really got any kill streaks. We still got Rich's RCXD. I think we need to see a big push from either team. One of them's got to group up, and we actually see a flag pull from Flux, and he's got a relatively easy way forward here. I think we're going to see a flag cap here. Flux, no one really going to be able to contest this. Farako doing all they can. Rush coming through Kebab. He's challenged by Rich, and Rich just stays strong.
Got a chance right there. There's 2 at the flag. It's Farako. Nicely done by Flux. Defends himself. He's out of bullets. Needs to reload. And jump shot. Brilliantly done. And he can now return the flag and run it home. All streaks enabled. 2-1 to TCM.
It's a little bit premature, but you've got to say TCM are in the driver's seat and most likely going to win this now. We've got a War Machine, a Lightning Strike, and a Hellstorm in case Farako tried to escape with the flag. Flux with a huge play. You will not understand how huge that 2-piece is until you play competitive Call of Duty and just what it will mean to them to put them in the final. We've actually got Flux down, the man with the kill streaks, as Farako make a push, and they have got the flag. They're away. In comes the Hellstorm. Is he going to find the right man? There's 2 there, so he's going to make sure Torres doesn't pick up the flag either. Farako going to make sure they pick that flag back up. Can he time it right? That is the question.
Lightning Strike, they need to be careful. And Amaze is going to stay inside. Smart idea. War Machine spam. And he jumps through with the Dolphin Dive and gets it home. We're tied at 2 in this quite amazing series right now. 1:30 left on the clock. Great stuff.
TCM just choking it with kill streaks as well. It's disappointing to see that. I would have thought that Flux would have done something a little bit more intelligent with that Lightning Strike and place it not only where he thought the flag was going to be, but where it might have ended up in the end. And unfortunately, he's paid for that, and Farako have got a flag back. They're actually making a push down through boxes. Let's jump on board. Oh, they're going straight for the middle. We got Crazy
Oh
assisting
my
here.
goodness me, this game is just craziness. Torres, flag, and they've done it! TCM get it again with the return against them, and Fariko have taken the lead with 50 seconds to go. TCM now on the full frontal attack. They need to get something done right here.
I'm just flicking through to see if any of the Fariko lineup have kill streaks. No one with kill streaks. Torres almost had a kill streak taken down though, and we will see how TCM respond to this. They've got it all to play for. They've got 30 seconds to make a flag pull. Fariko very, very defensive at this point in time. We see a kill from Torres on Rich. Flux picks one up on Crazy. Monksy picks one on Torres. And Maze picks one on Monksy. Jake picks one up on a Maze, and it's just all going backwards and forwards, and we see Jake making a huge run. He's shut down though by Crazy, and TCM are in no position to do anything about it, and once again TCM just falls short at the hurdle. So close. They had everything in their favor, and last moment
You didn't realize
they've
Jake
let it
is
go.
going to blame you, right?
Probably, but he's getting no dinner.
Oh, you're going to deny him dinner after that awesome match in Hardpoint. Either way, wow, crazy stuff. Fariko take it just, and they, along with I believe PN, are going to be into the main 8 final. Brilliant stuff, and again, so unfortunate for TCM. Every single time they just get closer and closer. It just doesn't pay out for the plan out for them. But right now, PN are going to take on Fariko in the final. I cannot wait to get it going, Chris.
Absolutely, and we will send out the invites, get the teams sorted. But right now we're going to take a small break, and we will be back with you in a few moments' time. Don't go anywhere. Hello and welcome back to the WGL Astro Cup Tournament number 4. I am joined by Shawnee this evening as we are in the final between Farrakho All-Stars and PN. And we saw Farrakho just about take it from TCM in the previous game. They did so well in the quarterfinals to beat Refuse. They had a great hardpoint game. Unfortunately, they lost that one. They won that one. My bad. They dominated the search and destroy, went through to the next round. They had a dominating hardpoint against All-Stars. I really didn't think All-Stars were going to do anything about it. All-Stars smashed the search 6-2, and then they went and captured a flag after being behind twice with 30 seconds to spare. It was an amazing spectacle, and a full credit to All-Stars for the win. And Shawnee, what did you think about that previous matchup?
Honestly, again, I gotta be honest. I honestly expected to see TCM take it after such a dominant hardpoint match from TCM. They didn't do it. Fair play to Farrakho. They stepped it up when they needed to step it up, and now they're into the final 8, along with the team known as PN. The winner of this match essentially becomes a higher seed in our main 8 tournament.
Absolutely, we're just waiting for the teams to get in here. And All-Stars, I don't really know much about PN. I'm sure you must know a little bit more than I do about the team.
PN?
Yeah.
Specific info about PN I do not know. However, we can cover, while we're waiting, we can cover the team's route towards the final. So PN started off obviously in round 1 like many other teams. That's stating the obvious right there. They took out Inc. They then took out RB, then took out LLL, which had players such as Farico Daredevil, etc., etc., as well as EG, and then took out Extraneous in the semi-final, which now brings us to the final. This is it right now. And it all comes down to this. And they're both through to the main 8. That's something to mention. But the main point to figure out right now is they'll get a higher seed. Now, I did mention we talk about this before the final, and we're going to right now. So the way this is going to work is we've got 8 teams in the final now, guaranteed. We now have the winner of this match getting the highest seed along with the 3 previous winners. So, for example, the winner of Cup number 1 will play the runner-up of, let's say, Cup number 4, and that's the way it'll work. And it'll all be decided in the future, and as soon as possible we'll tweet it out, etc., etc. So it should be very interesting, to say the very least.
Absolutely, and we're still waiting for these players to join us. This next matchup is going to be a best of 3. We're going to start on Yemen Hardpoint. I will just confirm what the other maps are going to be now for you, so you can prepare yourselves and think about what you would do in these team situations. Hardpoint Yemen is a devious map. There's a lot of hardpoints that are a little more difficult to contest than others. Some of them are very, very open and much harder to defend than your average hardpoints. But it makes for some crazy and chaotic times, makes strategies all the more important for a map like this. It's not a very simple circle. The hardpoints kind of flip from all different directions. It starts to progress in a circle, skips a part of that circle, flips to the other side of the map, flips back to the other side of the map, flips again, and so on and so forth. So it's a very, very crazy hardpoint map, and I'm surprised it was actually in the competitive rule set. But hey ho, it seems to be one that is favoured, and it does have its glorious moments. But just to confirm with you, we have to start off Hardpoint Yemen, of course, Search and Destroy on Meltdown, Capture the Flag on Raid, and then if it goes further than that, we have Hardpoint on Slums and Search and Destroy on Cargo. Personally, I'm hoping this goes all the way, because we all do love to see games go down to the wire, especially a Search and Destroy finish. Search and Destroy finishes are always the best way to go out. And we just don't know. Like Farrakho looked very, very strong in that last Search and Destroy, so I think they could, if it did go down to the 5, they'd be the favourites to win that. They usually play a very good hardpoint game. They didn't shine in the hardpoint against TCM. They played a solid capture the flag game, so it could go either way. PN have done very, very well to get this far, and they will go through to the grand final, as Shawnee said. I believe it is next week.
It is currently, we don't want to, we're still trying to figure it out, but as soon as we have this specific date, obviously we'll tweet it out, do a news post, etc., just to make sure the 8 teams who are here know exactly the specifics. Another thing to point out is we cannot put down PN. We have not seen them on stream at all today, and who knows, they may be a sleeper team right here who really shine when we least expect it, so I'm definitely not going to count them out at all. We're just, Chris, just waiting for you to go on the podcast, I believe, as well, because you're on, unless you want to play.
Who doesn't enjoy a good play?
And PN and then Freak are going to move over, and then we can go from there. But just to go through the main 8 teams for you guys. So in the first cup we ran, Epsilon Horizon made it through. Epsilon won, and they got the highest seed. Aware and Empathy made it through to our in our second cup. Aware won, they got the highest seed. In our third cup, Inferno Breakout, Inferno won, and they got the highest seed. So Inferno, Aware, and Epsilon all have high seeds for our main cup. And this 4th match, our 4th final, which is about to get underway any second now, is going to determine who gets that 4th, the 4th top seed. So I cannot wait to see where we go from here.
And just quickly before this starts, because we don't know how long we're going to be waiting for, we said we would talk about the patch notes. So do you want to briefly point out what are the major changes in the game?
That's actually a very good point. So, in specific stuff to the patch notes, if we're talking from a competitive issue right now, honestly, it's just more fixes for score streaks and fixes for specific bombs. And another thing for codcasters, the icon to distinguish a search and destroy bomb location is now visible to a codcaster who's spectating the defending team. Something that's good for us, and I have noticed, because you'll notice they're colorblinded now, so there'll be a blue and orange bomb sites. In regards to the updates, again, it's just more of it's just more of issues and bug fixes, and nothing really in regards to weapons. And the only thing that comes to mind is a new game modes, which is obviously not going to be used for the meantime because this is competitive. And I'm trying to look at it from a competitive point of view. And apart from the fixes on weapons and fixes on score streaks and maps and so on and so forth, that's really it. But either way, fixes are fixes, and makes it more the merrier, makes it better in my opinion. Either way, but Yemen Hardpoint is about to get underway any second now. I believe we should be good to go in just a second, and then we'll take it away with you guys for the best of 5 final. The winner of this again getting a higher seed in our main Astro tournaments, which will be hosted very soon. So do not worry about that.
Absolutely. And I don't know if this is true or not. I heard something about the way the score streaks set up. I assume it's not the case in custom games. However, there was something about 150 points for kills now. Possibly that's TDM only.
Right, so there was there's been a slight issue, and EGL themselves have tweeted it out, and we have noticed it, but obviously the tournament was underway, so we couldn't change anything. There was a slight issue with the hardpoint issue. Oh, wait a second. We got suicides? I guess. I'm not sure what's going on there. Either way, something to point out is that sometimes in hardpoints you only get plus 25 instead of the proper, I believe it's 150 for securing a hard point. I'm not quite sure of the specifics for that, but that is something that a lot of people have noticed, and we're about to get underway in just a second. I'm not quite sure what's going on, but I think we're going underway right now.
Yeah, it shouldn't take very long. Probably just a rule set problem, someone having internet problems, maybe a class not set up properly.
It might be classes, but our host is someone who is essentially representing us and the team of admins, so he is the neutral host for this, and he is rocking the right rule sets, I assure you. So I'm not quite sure what's going on. Farrakho, Torres has moved to the podcast, so maybe classes like you mentioned there, Chris. and so on and so forth. But either way, hopefully this doesn't delay it much longer.
Could be quite funny. Maybe one of them just, farted and followed through a little bit too much. You never know. That kind of stuff happens. You don't want to be in mid-game and be like, right, I'm going to get this hard, oh god. I'm just going to sit and...
What an interesting scenario.
Imagine if that happened, grand final. Imagine in the COD Championships, it's the last game, you're like, come on, oh my god, I've just followed through.
Well, while we think about that scenario, I'd like to wish nobody would ever have that kind of luck during the COD Championship final, because I assure you, to follow through and lose out on a lot of money is not exactly worth your day. Either way, while we get that insane image out of our heads, I'm just looking at my messages right now from our producers slash admins who are helping to run this, and right now, and we're just waiting to see, just waiting for Torres to move over, and then we can go from there. But again, just to go through the maps with you guys, just so you understand. Yevon Hardpoint, Search and Destroy Meltdown, Hardpoint on, Capture the Flag on Raid, Hardpoint on Slums, and then Search and Destroy on Cargo to finish it off.
Absolutely. So should hopefully be underway very, very soon. Again, just to say, if you are not for whatever reason following WGL on Twitter, go do so. It's at the WGL. They are
at the underscore.
At the underscore. Sorry, at the underscore WGL. My bad. And we should see a great matchup coming very shortly. I believe Torres has moved over, so we are going to start this game up any second now. And there goes the countdown. So I should hopefully be
no restarts.
Yeah, hopefully see no restarts. See an entertaining game. On a quite chaotic map. So, Shawnee, if you want to take away the reins and start this one off for us.
Alright, so let's see what is going to happen. The first match of our best of 5 final, hopefully no issues. We'll jump on board with PN simply because of the fact they're a team we have not covered on stream at all. They've kind of snuck into the final when we haven't been able to cover them due to time constraints. And Farico All-Stars off to a good start with the first couple of points on the hard point. PN taking a more alternate route for this first hard point right here.
I think they're just making sure they can get the anchor down, the spawn, so they can get that second hard point for when it does come around. And Rush with a huge free piece there to start off, as they are making a nice little lead at 19, 20, and 0. So it's an interesting start, and Harzy gets a nice kill on Rush. They're going to try to pick up a couple of kills, and Farico actually getting the better spawns now for this second hardpoint. And now no one's got a good spawn, and we're going to see Harzy try to lock down these second hardpoint spawns. We've got another player, Farico Crazy, sitting in the building, make sure he can try and get some spawns down. PN just walking straight past there, and they actually see Crazy sitting in there. Not sure what he was looking at, but PN... Pasty is going to actually take him down. Pasty now taken down as well, and it just seems like a very even gunfight. No one wants to give either team these spawns.
And that's the main thing, and you can't afford to give away those spawns for each hard point. Every hard point, especially in the finals, crucial in determining. And a team kill right there by Sanka. This is not what they needed. 42 seconds to go in this hardpoint right now. 45-8 on the scoreboard. Farico continuing on from where they left off in the semi-finals, and they're looking to try and make a convincing hardpoint performance to start off this best of 5 series.
Absolutely, and I'm still on board with Pasty PN as he's doing some nice work with that AN 94. He's going to try and get up into the hardpoint. Nice kill on a maze there. Farico Crazy's going to go down to Shinado. Shinado picks up another kill. He's on a 2-kill streak. He's just making sure that he can get the market spawn for the next hardpoint that will transition in 7 seconds. And PN got a nice little setup. They may be behind by 40 points, but it is still early doors, and they've set themselves up beautifully for this next hardpoint. So we'll see how Farico respond.
And again, Farico need to obviously respond in a positive fashion, and after having a nice 40-50 plus lead cut down to around number 30, is showing that PN want to bring it back 71-30 on the scoreboard right now. But Farico doing the business inside the market hardpoint right now, doing really well to hold it as they get more kills, and it's tallying up for them. right now. Pasty from Prominence is on a 3-kill streak with that AN94, and now a 4-kill streak before going down to Torres. Well played right there. All Stars still continuing to extend this lead.
Yeah, they're doing some good work, Prominence. It's some nice little work when it comes to transitioning to the hard points. However, the problem is they can't seem to lock down the hard points well, and Farako just showing their veteran status at knowing exactly where PN are going to be setting up. Crazy actually picking someone up right in the corner, laying prone as well with the FEL, so it was a good shooting by him, just to show the little bit more edge of experience that Farako do in fact have. And then again, Harzy not quite in the know of where to look in that situation, getting caught out as we watch Harzy try and come back into it. He picks up a kill on Crazy. He's taking fires as well, picks up the Scorpion. He's going to come around and wait for some backup from his team as they get some nice spawns now. Farako starting to struggle with the spawn system. However, they're still actually currently in the hard point.
And 125 to 30. Farako looking to extend the lead to over 100. They should do so in this little mini church hardpoint right here. They're doing a great job on the scoreboard and in the kills, and you've got to give it to them right there. They're doing a really good job in continuing this lead as we've got a fight right there. Well played by Rush, picking up Harzy with a Beretta, and Farako just hitting on all cylinders right now. This is exactly what they needed to do.
Yeah, and it's been a pretty good game. Sanka PN struggling to find kills there. He's sitting on a 3 and 15, but I was going to say other than that, it's been a pretty even game when it comes to the slaying ability. It's just the actual getting on the hardpoint itself has not been quite up to par for Prominence, and they are finding themselves in a huge deficit right now. But some nice shooting there from Shinaldo as he is going to actually get himself on the hardpoint, picks up a kill on a maze, picks up the trophy system. He's going to run into the church, pop back out, no one to be found, and Prominence getting a couple points back.
And you can see Prominence not over yet. It's still over half of the game to go in time duration, and it's still a lot of time to bring it back. Only 110 seconds behind. That's 2 half points worth of points to bring it back, and they can still do it. 166 to 50 on the scoreboard right now, but Farako are just doing a great job. However, Shinaldo from Prominence doing a nice 2-piece right there with the AN94 and the Beretta, and Prominence are still fighting right here. We're going back to where we started on the hard point.
Yeah, Shinaldo's doing a great amount of plays. He's got some very tidy kills in his locker as he's trying to pick up another one. Almost picks one up on a maze there, but Crazy shuts him down. Let's jump on board with Sanka, see if we can spot what it is he's doing wrong there. Tries to jump and challenge Torres, but Torres picks him up very easily, and he's going to run straight back to the hardpoint with that Scorpion. Doesn't quite pick up another kill. Seems a lot of sprinting on his part. He's being very aggressive. Maybe he's just there to contest, even if he does go down a couple of times. It's just about getting on the hardpoint and contesting it or getting those points, and he's doing just that, but unfortunately he's not picking up any kills for his team and possibly giving away too many and potentially giving them kill streaks. As you saw there, Crazy was actually on a 3 kill streak, but he has been shut down finally, and we're going to see a transition to the next hardpoint very soon.
And that's the main thing. Farako just got their hardpoint game on they're just on fire with the hardpoint game right now. The next hardpoint, they make their way over to the treehouse right there. Their inside is Prominence though. They're still looking to bring this game back. It's not over yet. However, Farako can just ease themselves into this hardpoint, use their numbers, and there's Torres getting 1 kill, jumps around the corner, good effort, going down though. Nice defense there by Prominence as they get some points back on this hardpoint, but Farako in there right now getting some more points.
Yeah, Sanka just let himself down there with his aim, and Prominence were doing a great job of holding that hardpoint down for a long time. Their setup was far better in that engagement, but unfortunately they just can't quite hold it out, and it's questionable whether they have enough people actually on the hard point itself, and that might be why, because once someone goes down it seems like there's no one else jumping on that hard point as well. So could be a question about how they're setting up in these games. It seems Farako have just got the organization down a little bit better.
And exactly, this is what they needed to do in the game against TCM. The organization power points needed to be on point, and to be fair to them, it was on slums. But it was the plays by each of the players from TCM that's really won the match for them. And in this game, look at the kills that Farako have. As a team, look at those kills as they tally up. That's a real team effort right there, Chris.
Absolutely. It's not far off for Prominence. They had the kills there. It was one person letting them down on the kill front. It's just the setup. I'm not sure Prominence quite had the setup there. Amaze did some amazing OBJ work overall in that gameplay, and he still managed to pick up an incredibly good score in it. So Farrakho, very, very dominant. They have redeemed themselves for their hardpoint match up against TCM as we go into this next match. Farrakho 1-0 for this one. We will be seeing a Search and Destroy on Meltdown in this best of 5 series between Farrakho and Team Prominence.
And Search and Destroy will be the one we go on to for Meltdown, and it's a very prominent map. No pun intended, there was a little bit, but it's a very interesting map and a very enjoyable map for Search and Destroy. We are going to go right into it right now. You can guarantee, though, obviously classes and so on are going to be set up for this. It's up to Prominence to step it up, bring the series back to 1-1, because if they go 2-0 down, it's going to be a mighty effort to try and bring themselves back into this.
I've seen comebacks before, and I think Prominence have clearly shown they've got the ability to be here if they've made it this far, so you never know. Miracles can happen. They just really need to step up their game last one. It wasn't necessarily their slaying ability. The only person who, slaying ability wise, you can question simply because of the score they were putting up was Sanka in that one. But the rest of the team were very much keeping up with their scores and the kills they were getting. We'll just have to see how it all works out in the end for Prominence. If I was Prominence, I'd continue to do my own thing. Again, Search and Destroy is all about your map presence and your strategies, and the first round is crucial for making and breaking the game, essentially. So making an aggressive point at the start is something I always stress to teams and always stress to people to make sure you do. So it'll be interesting to see if Prominence actually do that from the get-go.
And again, that's the main thing. We go into Meltdown Search, and the question is, where do we go from here in Game 2? Do we see Farrakho, who, as we saw on Express Search and Destroy, step it up? Or will we see Prominence, who we haven't seen on Search yet, step it up even better than the previous step it up without us even watching them before, whereas we are here now to tie it up at 1 apiece. That's the main thing right here. Either way, we've got a guaranteed capture the flag map right here, but if I was Farrakho, I'd be much more happy with a 2-0 lead than a 1-1.
Absolutely, I think that goes without saying. Farrakho, they had an incredibly good Search and Destroy against TCM, and I expect nothing different. They made some incredible strategies. EGL especially, I can't remember exactly what round it was, but they were in fact against TCM again on Express, and we saw a great play by Crazy, who actually went to the B bomb site, found relatively nothing there, and he just delayed his run. He came all the way round back to A, the outside bomb, A bomb site, which is on the outside of the map, and they just had the Farrakho lineup literally just fire their guns off, lay down shots at anything, even if they weren't necessarily doing much with it, just putting shots down, and it completely distracted TCM, and Crazy came out and picked up an easy double kill on the bridge for Farrakho. And little things like that are what separate teams, you know, just that coordination, the communication, and all kinds of stuff like that. So it's going to be interesting to see if Prominence have that kind of cohesion, if they can make plays happen like that, and they can organize stuff essentially like that. I know Farrakho have it in their locker, and I wouldn't be surprised if we saw it again, and they're very strong Search and Destroy players. So hopefully Prominence can show what they have and why they are in fact in the finals.
And again, obviously, do you think we should jump on board Prominence for the first round of Search? Because I'd love to see how they go about it. Obviously, I'm eager to see their Search and Destroy game, because we have no idea about it. So I'm hoping, I think that's what we should do. Maybe Chris, jump on board with Prominence and just see how they go about the first round and see if they can assert the advantage early on.
Absolutely, and Shinaldo had some great slaying power in that last hardpoint, so I think I will jump on board with him to start things off with. And I think they are in fact on attack, if I'm correct. I should really remember these things. It's like something, oh yeah, I know that, and then when you're actually told to say it, you're like, Yeah, I don't really remember it. It escapes me, but just waiting for the teams. I don't really know why they haven't started. Neither team's on making an indication that they're not ready, so we should be ready to go very shortly. I think we'll also jump on board with Sanker at some point to see how he transitions his game from hardpoint to search and destroy as we start the countdown for this matchup. And Shawnee, once again, I want you to take the helms of this and take it away.
Alright, and we are going to get it off and going right now on round number 1 of Search, and it will be, and on the defense are Prominence, and let's see how they get it done right here. Round 1 about to get underway. Who should we jump on board with from Prominence, Chris?
Ooh, Shinaldo's going to A, so depending on what Farrakho do, I might switch it up. Oh, they have taken the go all out on the A bomb site, so I think we're going to stick with Shinaldo for now. He's taken out by Rush, not much you can do about that, it's just simple as it's happening. As Sanker's delaying himself entering this one, he's waiting for backup from the rest of his team as Farrakho go for a very quick bomb plant on A, and it looks like they've been listening to good old Uncle Trouty's tips for Search and Destroy, as they are also another team that enjoy the first round A rush. As typically you do only see one person go for that, and it's paid off beautifully for them. They've won that game in no time at all, and they take the Search and Destroy 1-0.
What a great start for Farrakho, and this is exactly what they needed to do. After winning the hard points, they now step it up on Search, and they've come out of the blocks big time. Great start for them in round number 1. Round 2 now, we're going to see them on the defense, the All-Stars, and now it's Prominence's time to shine. Let's see what they can do.
Absolutely. You saw there Crazy not sitting inside of the dome. He actually sat outside it watching one of the free entry points. And when you've got the numbers out, you can do things like that. And it's a very nice little spot if you have got members available. But seeing a very interesting start from Prominence. Maybe their confidence is a little bit rocked after that, as we're seeing Shinaldo just pre-aiming that doorway. Sanker again getting caught out there. And we see another kill go down. It is Pacey picking up Torres there, so we're in a 3v3 situation. Prominence playing very defensively. Pasty is gone down. We're down to Hazy and Shinaldo. We have got Crazy on the B-bomb site. We have got Amaze coming up the rear. Is he going to make the bold push forward, or is he going to sit there and defend the bomb? If I was him, I would in fact just sit there, not really make too much of an aggressive move at this point. And it seems like he might just do that. We might see a clash of heads going down here in the middle of the park.
Oh, and it was Hazy who was taken out, and there is the clash of heads you were referring to, and it's now Shinaldo on his own right now. 25 seconds left in round 2. He has not got the bomb. They have eyes on the bomb. Shinaldo needs to be very careful right now. He has the sniper. He's going to swap the sniper for an MSMC. Smart decision. He needs to get his bomb down before 6 seconds if he wishes this round to continue in his favor.
Yeah, and I think we might actually see this bomb go down. Farrakho Crazy, he's going to come around, he's going to check the bomb, and he picks up the kill on Shinaldo just as the bomb goes down. And Crazy is on a free kill streak. He's also got team members up, so I think he's also going to get that point bonus for defusing the bomb, which was discussed. I believe Benson told us that you only get the 100 points for defusing the bomb if you have teammates alive. If you're the last one left, you don't get the reward for defusing the bomb, which was a bit of a weird decision by Treyarch to do so. They've stuck with their reasons, and it's reasonable ones at that.
Their reasonable reason being you should only get the points if your team are rewarded enough to stay alive during the defensive round, and it rewards them for that. But either way, round 3 about to get underway. Farrakho off to a great start in this Search and Destroy, and this is exactly what they needed to do, Chris.
Absolutely, and we're going to stick on board with Amaze. Amaze is a fantastic Search and Destroy player. He's also one of my favourite Search and Destroy players behind TCM Rich, because he makes some incredible plays. He made some huge ones at the qualifiers for the COD Championships, so I expect big things from him every time he plays Search and Destroy. And we've got Amaze and Crazy both 3-2-0, and he's actually taken down some very aggressive play there, and Sanker's actually picked up a kill. Pacey's picked up a kill as well, and the bomb has in fact gone down at B. We've got a 3v2 situation. We're going to switch on board with Torres as Torres picks the kill up on Pacey there. He is taken down again by Sanker, and Yeah, it's not looking good for Crazy, as Crazy's also taken down by Shinaldo, and we're going to see Prominence getting a round on the board for themselves.
And that's a very, that's exactly what they needed. Prominence right back into it, and the score is now 2-1 in favour, still though, of Team Farako All-Stars. Round 4 about to get underway, but Prominence getting a round back should spur them on a little bit, and let's see what is going to happen right now.
Absolutely, and Shinaldo doing some great work. And the one thing I love about Farako, they didn't do it a huge amount there, is they've always got these interesting... It almost looks disorganized, but you know there's going to be communication and setup behind it. Maybe it is just pure disorganization, I'm not really knowing about it. But they always run interesting routes. They never stick to the same thing every round. They always have people wiggling in and out of these unusual spots, and I just love to watch it play out because it reminds me a lot of the way I play, and it tends to work out 9 times out of 10 for them, it seems, when they play Search and Destroy based on previous results. As we see some gunfire going down on B, we've got Pasty here picking up a kill on Torres. It's a 3v3 situation. He's going to sit in the middle of the B bomb site. See if he can see someone. We've got a member of Farako coming through the middle. Is Farako and Maze. Pasty getting out of dodge. Pasty's going to come up behind Crazy. He picks up the kill. And Maze catching him out now. Maze is going to double back, reload, and we've got Rush and Maze. Rush is taken out by Shinaldo. It's a one-on-one situation. Shinaldo on that 2 kill streak. He's got to pick up the bomb, which Amaze currently is in possession of, or locking down the area. If I was him, I would certainly have checked to see where the bomb was and just aim at that bomb and make sure no one is getting to it. But Amaze is doing an interesting job here.
Yes! Brilliant! And again, hey Chris, what did Amaze just do? Sprint! Sprint, you'll see the kill cam. The sprint is the determining factor in Search. Look! If he was not sprinting, he could have got the hit markers earlier and he would have got the kill. Every single time, it's always about the sprint.
Absolutely,
Crazy.
and if you're listening to this, guys, and you are indeed playing Call of Duty right now or in the future, either wear dexterity or stop sprinting. It's one of the two, gentlemen, and it will get you killed. Not sprinting saves lives, I can tell you that much. And we're going to see another aggressive push from Farako going to A-bomb, and Amaze just dodging, I believe, Shinaldo there. Shinaldo picks up a kill. He's going to get taken down, overwhelmed by the numbers, and we're down to a 3v3 situation. In fact, it's a 2... Oh, kills just going down left, right, and center. I can't make my mind up who to switch to, and we've got a 2v1 situation. Torres is going to ignore everything and just plant that bomb. So it's now a 1v1 between Torres and Pasty. We're going to see how this is approached. Torres has got the bright route. Potentially bad decision, but he holds his bottle against Pasty, makes the crucial kill in that situation. Some good clutch by Torres, and Farako are in the driver's seat once again.
And Torres with a crucial just jump, and because he jumped, that allowed, I believe it was Pasty, it was actually shooting his feet, and because he jumped, he was just shooting underneath him, and that allowed him to, and that allowed Torres to live, and very well played to him. 3-2 in favour of Farako. A close search and destroy match in game 2 of this best of 5. Some good stuff going on right here.
Absolutely, and Farako, Torres doing the thing that most people tend to forget in Search and Destroy, and that's play to the objective. He didn't care what kills were going down. He was just like, right, I'm going to play to the objective and get that bomb. Something that May should have done in the prior round to that, when it came to defending that bomb, because he had the bomb in his possession. I don't know if he actually knew if they had it or not, and Torres actually making a sneaky little run here. He picks up Hazy there. Can he get another one? No, he doesn't. He is taken out by Pasty, and we have ourselves a 3v3 situation. We've got Amaze making a lovely flank around the back. He's going to pick up Sanka easily. Shinaldo answers back on Amaze. 2v2 situation now. What are Farako going to do? They're going to be very stagnant. Rush is actually making a huge rush into their spawn. Can he catch this man out? This man is in fact Shinaldo, but he's going to back off and probably go check on A just in case something does in fact go down. He sees a trophy system, so he's going to bet that possibly no one is in fact at A, as we see Farako just not quite spotting where it is. He's checking the bomb site, checking both sides, gets the kill on Pasty.
And brilliantly done by Farako. Crazy. A nice little two-piece right there, and that has allowed his team to go 2 rounds ahead. And that, look at that, a nice 90-degree turn, and picks up the kill. That's some great piece of M8 skill right there, and he picks it up. And now they're 2 rounds ahead, 2 rounds away from also winning. That could be very crucial. Round 7.
Absolutely, and we are on board with Farrakho once again. We're going to see how this one pans out. Looks like they're going to make a rush over the B, and because of that, you see Amaze actually switching to the M8 because we're going to probably see a fairly passive round from these boys. I don't think anyone is on kill streaks at the moment as we will flick through. No one... Oh, we've got an RCXD from Torres, which might be why we're seeing such a passive round. We're going to stick on board with this RCXD, see what it can pick up. A little bit of scouting going on. Just dodging those bullets, some expert RCXD work. Torres definitely practicing.
Oh, that's brilliant.
He picks up the kill on Hazy. Shinaldo answers back with a kill on Rush, so we have got a 3v2 situation in favour of Farrakho.
And this is exactly what they needed, 3v2. And they have the round advantage. Torres is going to climb up into that little room right there. He's going to come across some contact, needs to be very careful. And he's going to check each corner, wisely so, checks left corner, checks right corner, gets shot and somehow lives, almost gets a 180 degree turn kill. Good effort, and Pasty has wasted an opportunity right there. That was the bomb carrier also, Chris.
Absolutely, and oh, Torres taken down. Oh, unfortunately, just couldn't get it. And that situation reminded me a lot of like a deck of cards that have been stacked up. Just one gets removed and they all come crumbling down. It was that situation. One person made a small mistake and the entire thing just came crumbling down. All guns fires going everywhere, people dying, and situations just becoming completely unconventional and people losing their cool. And unfortunately, it didn't pay out for prominence in that situation. We have a 2-0. Well, a game point here for Farrakho as they will take the series 2-0 if they do in fact win this round.
And that's the main thing. Can they get it done? Round 8. However, look at prominence here, Chris. Going for the unusual A bomb push, and they're going to do it. They have an RCXD also, I believe, being driven. I believe that is by Shinaldo, and he's going to try and get the kill as it's now 3-on-3. Hazy's off his donuts. He's got 1 in 6. And let's see what's going to happen right here. Hazy killed by Shinaldo, and Hazy gets another one. He was 0 in 6. He's now 2 in 6. Hazy now getting the bomb down.
It's not about how many kills you get, it's about when you make the crucial kills in the situation. He's made 2 crucial kills, he's got the bomb plant down. Oh, and unfortunately Crazy has just got that knack to know exactly where the other team are sitting. He makes a huge kill there, he's on a 5 kill streak. What is he going to do? He's got an RCXD in his favour. He's not going to probably call it in, he's going to see what he can make of this round. As he's going to check the left corner, check the right, he spots someone. Is he going to challenge? He challenges! Unfortunately, Sanka does well there to remain cool. I'm surprised that Crazy didn't in fact challenge that situation. He could have opted for the RCXD, but with the round lead they've got, he knows it's going to be far better when it comes to being on the attacking side. He could have gone round the other side in that situation, but it's not really much you can do in a situation like that. It's a very difficult bomb site to penetrate, and he has just been unfortunate in that situation.
Indeed, and the RC actually going out right now by Farrakho Crazy. He's going to call the RC over to the B area. Needs to be very careful, and you can see the RCXDs, they're not rushing in with them. They're trying to use the third person ability of it to try and spin the camera around. Torres first blood. Oh, brilliantly done by Torres. 2-piece right there. 4v2 and 2 more kills and a 2-0 lead in this series for Farrakho.
We've
Stepping
also
up their
got
game bit by bit.
Oh, another RC
Shinaldo!
car. I was just going to say, we've got another RC car going around here, but Shinaldo just absolutely decimating them now. He's like a one-man army all of a sudden as he takes out 2 people, and he is not going to let this round go so easily. And Farrakho not quite sure what to do in this situation. They've got to pick up the bomb, which is sitting in the A-bomb, and Sanka picks up Amaze, so it is now a 1v2, and Shinaldo picks up Crazy, and he's on a 4-kill streak.
Brilliant.
And it's 5-4, and we just need Prominence to win this attacking round, and we'll have ourselves a good old-fashioned 5-all showdown.
Shinaldo is just doing absolutely awesome. I gotta give it to the guy right there. 3 kills in that round, and he is gonna edge himself a little bit closer to that score streak. 1 more kill will get him the RCXD. Shinaldo doing a great job. Out comes the Scorpion with the Beretta. Let's see if Prominence can tie this up at 5. Here we go.
Absolutely. No kill streaks on any of their persons, we got Shinaldo again. I did say he's got fantastic slaying ability. It was just the overall setup from Prominence was not fantastic in the hardpoint matchup, and he's going to climb this ladder. Being met with a nasty surprise, just about survives. Very good play from him. Unfortunately, we see 2 members of Prominence go down. Shinaldo's got to clutch it, picks up a kill on Torres. He's going to back out of there with Pasty. He's got the RCXD. He's going to lie down and reload.
And that's the main thing. And Shinaldo has an RC. I don't think he needs to spend the time calling it in. However, this may be his last opportunity. He's going to do so. He needs to boost it up these stairs as soon as he gets around the corner. Boost right now. And he's not going to. And there we go. If he had boosted, it could have come into favour. However, Chris, look at the overhead map. We got a member of Farrakho sneaking around the back of the spawn. It's Shinaldo is on his own in a 3v1.
Absolutely. Oh, amazing. I was a little bit worried in that round that Farrakho were going to actually get too aggressive when they can't afford to give away any more rounds. And they did the smart thing. They did back off. They had one person trying to sweep up. They made sure that they knew exactly where the other team were, and they played a very good search and destroy round. Credit to Prominence for trying to come back into that one, but they do find themselves 2-0 in the series.
And we're going to move on to what potentially is going to may potentially be the determining match in this series. Farrakho, 1 match away, capture the flag, raid. For the first time tonight, we are going to see raid, and the question is, can Farrakho get it done on CTF? They managed to get it done against TCM, and it now comes down to them to get it done. If you were Prominence, Chris, what could you possibly be saying right now?
You know, it's Capture the Flag, another game mode that is kind of combines the best of both game modes. It's about, you know, having the better shot. It's about making sure you stick to the OBJ and getting those score streaks, etc. It's going to be interesting. I'm going to have to say, I think Farrakho will take this. I think they've got the experience. They've got more of the bottle. They have got the overall slaying of power over Prominence at the moment, and it looks like they've got far better setups than Prominence as well. So I'm going to have to say Farrakho are the ones that will take this, but you never know. You've seen teams that generally don't look like they're going to win it go from 2-0, 0-2 down, and bring it back to 3-2 and win the series. But we'll just have to see how that pans out as we wait for the teams to settle their classes. So who do you think is going to take this one?
I thought you wouldn't ask me these questions.
I said I wouldn't ask you at the time.
That's just unfortunate, because I do not want to say Farrakho are going to win, because as a neutral, in my opinion, I really want this to go to a best of 5 all the way through. However, you got to give it to Farrakho. They've just stepped it up bit by bit ever since beating TCM in the semi-finals. Their opportunity to finish it and get a higher seed is now, really. So here we go. Let's wait and see if they can do it.
Absolutely, and it was a good show from Prominence. You know, Shinaldo's definitely a fantastic player. I did say that most of them, it's not necessarily the slaying power that's the problem. It's more about their general setup and their strategies, and it looked like they had far better strategies in that matchup. Still a little bit lackluster when it came to the organization and what to do in situations, but you did see Farrakho made a couple of mistakes as well when it came to playing the OBJ. Like Amaze, when the round that I think Shinaldo clutched it, when Amaze just came sprinting around the corner,
yes, he
had the bomb pretty much about 10 yards away from him. Instead of sitting there on the bomb, he actually went looking for a kill when it's a 1v1 situation. You shouldn't be doing that. You should be sticking around where the bomb is, or at least around where the bomb is going to be. You know, don't necessarily sit on top of it, because you're just going to give away a free kill. But playing the OBJ is something a lot of people tend to forget in Search and Destroy, and I think, especially if you're a team full of confidence and you're a team who loves kills, it can certainly bite you in the bum if you are not playing that OBJ.
And that's it. That's a really, really good point, actually, now I think about it. And now, obviously, it goes to... it comes to, I was about to say Giraffe for some reason, because he's the actual host. It comes to Prominence, and they have to get it done. Here we go.
Absolutely, and I think in this game we're going to show a little bit of Shinaldo again for this matchup because he played so well in both the hardpoint and Search and Destroy for his team, but unfortunately they didn't quite come up with the goods in the end. So we're going to see him with the M8, and he's going to push round to Laundry side, probably make control of Circle and see what he can do, as we see some gunfire going down the middle, some kills exchanged as well. Pasty's actually been taken down, 2 members of Farco as well, so decent start from Prominence so far. Not too much to complain about. Kills going down from both teams, and we'll just see how it all pans out, whether Prominence go for a more of aggressive style or they like to sit back and just wait their moment.
And that's something that's crucial for Prominence right now. Farico, Mifrush picking up the kill, the MSMC, and it will be Torres to get a kill. That's 2 down for Prominence, and Shinaldo is actually at their spawn. That means Farico can go for a flagpole right there. They're going to do so. Mifrush right into contact, gets the kill. Let's see if he can keep going right here. 3 kill streak. He's going to come into more contact. Down he goes. Flag return. Good job by Hardy.
Unlucky from Pasty there, but we have got a flag for Shinaldo. He's picked up that flag. Also got another flag on Farico. It's just come up with the icon for Crazy. He's picked up the flag, so we're going to see a good old exchange. Some gunfire going down in Circle. They just come out unscathed, and 2 members of Farico have actually gone down. So this would have been a good time for Prominence to make a push and try and get that flag carry, because he is by himself at the moment. Crazy. He's on a 1 kill streak with the AN-94. He's sitting behind the Lamborghinis. We're going to see a push into Jim from Sanka. Not really going to do much to contest with that Scorpion, so he's going to wisely back out and wait for backup from Pasty. Pasty's going to go right round. He's going to see if he can come onto the balcony. We see Hazy and Sanka have been taken down, and there it is. Pasty's picked up the flag, and a flag. No,
What's that?
I thought Shinaldo had the flag.
It was returned.
Oh, okay.
It just got returned as he died, and that was when the little moment of silence was around. So he was a little confused right there. As I gets a 2-piece.
Last I was with him, he actually still had the flag, so I was a little bit confused what just happened, but it's unfortunate. I thought we were going to see Prominence make a very bright start to this capture flag, and I would have urged them on. I love the underdog, and we've actually seen Rush here pick up the flag. I don't know what he was doing trying to go back up the stairs. Maybe bamboozle them a little bit. We love a good old bamboozle and capture the flag. And he's got a relatively easy run. He's actually going to pick to go through mid, the bamboozling again. And he is going to pick up a very easy flag, as Prominence can't really do much about it. But they're going to make an aggressive push on that front to Circle and Red. But they are being shut down very quickly.
And Farico obviously opened up the scoreboard right now, and this is what they needed to do, and they're continuing to assert their advantage in this series. If they continue to hold on to this 1-0 lead, or any win in Farico's favour, it will guarantee them a win and a higher seed in our Astro Main 8. The question is, though, is it over yet? Prominence still have a total of 6 minutes and 50 altogether to bring it back. Let's wait and see if they can do it.
Absolutely, and we got Sanka again in red. He picks up a double kill.
Oh.
Not very characteristic in this set of matches we've seen from Sanka, but he is doing a good job so far in this matchup. As we check the scores, he is actually top fragging at 8 and 7. The rest of his team not quite picking it up quite like he is in this game, so it's a bit of a transition from the very first game. He's slowly picking it back up, maybe just a little bit rusty all of a sudden in that first game. Maybe just couldn't think what quite to do, and Amaze has actually got the flag here. He's trying to go for the plant. Taken down.
Shinaldo! And that's something that's crucial, because they've just managed to stop that pull, and now Shinaldo's on the run from the middle of the map, and he's getting shot down. He goes. Good defensive play by Torres. And now look at the chaos as we might see a flagpole. Sanka, no! Stop the last minute by Rush, and it's still 1-0. Goodness me. Crazy stuff.
That was absolutely just diabolical from Prominence. They must be so upset that they couldn't put that one away. They had all the kill streaks as well in their favour, but the man with the kill streaks was the flag runner, and he was taken out very swiftly. Maybe he should have turned around before he exited the centre of the map and checked to make sure he wasn't being put any gunfire on, but unfortunately that is how it goes. And Pasty there, just getting caught out. He had the 5 kill streak. He could have put himself up with some kill streaks. Shinaldo still has that lightning strike and RCXD for the next round, so he should be able to give give Prominence a flag cap at least. But as I said, if he's not very careful with those kill streaks, he may suffer for that. And Farrakhan actually have no kill streaks despite being 2 flags to the good as we go into this second half of Capture the Flag on Raid. It is a best of 5 in the final of the WGL Astro Cup. Farrakhan versus Prominence, and Farrakhan 2-0 up in this series.
2-0 indeed, and it is a quite insane show by Farrakhan All-Stars. 1 round away from guaranteeing themselves a higher seed in the final, and if Prominence do lose, they still get a decent seed. It'll just be lower for the main 8, so they've got nothing to be ashamed about, but they can still bring this game back. Let's see if they can do it.
Yeah, and we see a very aggressive push from Farrakhan work out very well as a Maze pushes into red. He's going to get taken out. He's being followed, however, by Torres, so Torres is going to come round to blue car, see if he can pick someone up. As a gunfight goes down, he's going to back out though, and we've got Myth Rush there as well with the Scorpion. Some gunfire going down again. Pasty picks up a kill. Lots of gunfire going down. No one really dying though. It's an all-out push from Farrakhan, however, and we're going to see them actually mostly die and end up respawning back at the spawn. So it's reset and start again.
And Torres is going to get the kill right there on Hazy. With the MAA1, Scorpion, getting everything wrong right now, as we do see Pasty get a nice 2-piece of the MSMC. Torres needs to be careful, rocking the party rock M8, so I was right in the first place. Chanel, though, gets the kill, and now we need to see Prominence take the assertive advantage right here. We'll wait to see if they can do so. They're slowly making their way up, and every kill they get is going to help them get a little bit closer.
Absolutely, and we're seeing Pasty. It looks like he's trying to play a little bit more passively than most people would have expected. I think he's been put onto the Slayer role. He wants Pasty to get as many kills as possible, given the score streak, so they can make a much more successful flagpole. And Hazy actually gets a double kill there. Torres answers back on Hazy. We see another kill going. Sanka gets Torres. Farrakhan lineup spawning onto Pool and Basketball, but Sanka's going to run it round through circle. We're going to see a Farrakhan member, a Maze, in fact, go straight to the flag to make sure they don't, in fact, cap it, but he's going to get taken out by Hazy.
Yes!
And we could see a first cap for Sanka. He's running through. This will certainly give him a lot of points to his score streaks. We see some gunfire going down. Hazy's confused by the smoke. Sanka again gets the kill. Can he get the return? It would definitely give him at least a kill streak, even if he doesn't cap, but he's being watched, stalked like prey by Torres, and we see 2 members of the Prominence side coming out, but Torres picks up Shinaldo. And
this is so big right here. If Sanka doesn't get it, and this is going to be very smart of Farrakhan to just pull it away as Myth Rush gets a crucial kill. And if there's any chance of Prominence coming back into it, it may have just been shot out of the window thanks to that kill by Rush with the flag in hand.
Absolutely, and Pasty is going to be a little bit upset with that one. Sanka as well, he was so close to score streaks. Had he just returned that flag, he would have at least had the Hellstorm to do something about it. He could have called it in himself and made sure that the flag cap was open, but he didn't in fact do that. And now they find themselves still at, now it's 3-0 with 2 minutes to go, and I can't really see Prominence coming back in this one. We're going to see Sanka actually taken out here by Crazy as Farrakhan spawned poolside, and Prominence just don't really have much to answer with, and Crazy on a 4 kill streak, so if he gets one more kill, which he might do here.
And again, can he do it? I mean, Crazy's still on the 4 kill streak, and it is pretty much impossible to bring it back. I'm going to call it right now. It can still be done, but it's going to take some monumental effort. Farrakhan are going to ease it through with being one of the 4 teams to gain the top seed in the main 8 cup. They will join Epsilon, Inferno, and Empathy in our top seeds. Congratulations to them. And my goodness me, they were almost pushed out by TCM, so it could have been a very, very different night, that's for sure. But they've shown their worth, and they've done a great job, Chris. What do you think about them?
Of Farrakhan or Prominence? Or both?
I'd say, yeah, go for it for both.
I think Farrakhan, there's nothing to really say. They know what they're capable of. They're a fantastic team. They have fantastic game all around in what they're doing. I think maybe the hardpoint could use a little bit of work after they lost to TCM, and that's TCM's worst game mode, I suppose. When you come up against an informed Jake he is not going to be stopped at anything. And Prominence, I think they're going to be looking at themselves. They're probably going to get a lot of scrim practice in before this tournament goes ahead, and I think they really do need to organize strategies a little bit better. It's not necessarily the gunfights that are causing them losses. It's more the fact that the organization is not quite there. As you see, the scores pretty, if you took a look at it, pretty much even. There's nothing really separating them. There's no huge top fraggers. There's no one hugely giving away kills. All very, very even. It's just simply those crucial kills that matter, the ones that are going ahead, and Torres is going to treat us to a lovely little kill cam here, but Prominence need to get their organisation and strategies down much better when they approach the grand final.
And that is exactly what they need to do. The grand final, I'll tell you what, they're looking good. They're looking very good. But the grand finals, we do not know the specific dates yet, guys. As soon as we do, we can guarantee we'll get the tweets and the news posts, etc., sorted out for everybody to enjoy and come to watch to see which team will take home 4 Astro A40 audio systems, whereas the runners-up will get 4 Astro 2013 mix amps. Courtesy of Astro Gaming, of course.
Absolutely. So congratulations to Farrakho, who take the best of 5 finale. 5-0, just, I assume, some words of encouragement from both teams being exchanged there. Great stuff from both of them. Want to thank everyone who tuned in for the 4 tournaments that we have hosted at the WGL. It was a fantastic turnout. So give yourselves a big round of applause for coming and supporting the 2 teams in this final especially. Don't really have anything else to say, but huge thank you to WGL for hosting the tournament. Huge thank you to all of those who organised it. Thank you to the casters, especially Shawnee, who is working non-stop around the clock to organise these kind of things. And thank you to all the players. Thank you to Astro, and thank you for having me to come and cast
It's
this
been
thing.
our pleasure, and thank you, first of all, before you go, Chris, you've hosted 2 of our streams. One of our admins called Keltweed's done the other 2, and again, thank you for hosting these 2 for us to showcase our cups and to show everybody that these cups do bring out the best in people. We've seen dogs, for example, and many more. Great stuff, and well, thank you very much, Chris. Thank you very much, everybody who's casted, to all the staff who's helped participate and arrange the brackets and get everything else done, all that technical stuff. And of course, thank you to everybody who's participated in our cups. Just to bring in some stats before we go, we had over 260 teams in the last 4 cups we hosted in 2 weeks. 260 teams took part in the last cup in the last 4 cups over the last week. An astonishing number, and quite frankly, we couldn't have done it without you guys. And here's on to the main cup, and there will be details on that. On behalf of Trout and everybody else, because it's been quite an awesome night, and credit to Trout because he casted a match without solo for a good hour, so that poor voice is probably dying right now. But yeah, thank you very much, Trout. Seriously. Been a pleasure.
Absolutely no worries, and hope everyone has a good evening. Thank you for watching, and we will see you for the major cup that shall come in a few weeks' time. Have a good evening.